fighter.
The Ennis Express is a runaway train.
Ain't no pressure when you built for this.
Man down. Round one. The truth hurts.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undefeated super flyweight from San Antonio, Texas, Jesse Bam Rodriguez! The universally recognized undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney!
Yo, what up, man? We back with, and this is a first. Well, I ain't gonna say a first. This ain't a first. But we bringing the old episodes back, man. Y'all know when I first started this thing, we love to interview the people that you come up with. The people in the chat, you know what I'm saying? I've always said, this is how Rockin' with Rightside started. And so we gotta go ahead and bring it back in full effect. And we're doing it a special way. We're doing it a special way because we interviewing individuals. Starting with them now. Everybody can get interviewed around on this motherfucker, man. I'm just telling you the truth. I think everybody got a good story to tell. Your life story is important. But we starting with one of the great individuals. And I say it respectfully. I said, and we got questions for him. I got to tell you, I got a lot of questions to ask this brother. We call him the master debater. You know what I'm saying? An individual who he gonna talk boxing with you. He gonna talk football with you. Y'all need to go subscribe to the brother channel. If you're not subscribed, go sub to his channel right now. Shout out to my brother Paid in Full in the building, man. That's my brother right there. Salute to Paid. Shout out to No Evidence in the building. Salute to No Evidence, man. Much love. Shout out to Picasso in the building. Shout out, man. But we got a special guest tonight, and always on the platform with me. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have a conversation like, hey, he don't know everything I'm gonna ask. He don't know everything I'm gonna ask. So, but I gotta do things the right way. The great debater himself, straight from, you know what I'm saying, the DMV area, connected with the Russell family. Shout out to all the Russells. We have my brother in the building, man. D Free is in the building. Free, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. What's going on with you?
Man, did I lie about anything I said about you right there?
Nah, everything good.
All right. So we gotta do things the right way. And I want to jump right into this thing, man. I want to jump right into it. Free, you came up in the DMV area, correct?
Hold on one second. Your music a little loud.
Oh, hold on. Let me turn it down. My bad. I got you. No, you good. I got you. It happened like that sometimes. My bad. I'm out of order. Let me know. Is it better?
Yeah, that's good.
All right, cool. Hey, you know we gotta have music around here when we doing our thing. So, Free, man, you came up in the DMV area, correct?
Yep.
Man, starting up, break down your early days. You know what I'm saying? As far as you in elementary school, your family structure. First off, do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes, sir.
How many brothers and sisters you got?
I got one brother, two sisters. Well, technically one brother, three sisters, because I have a stepsister.
Okay. So when y'all was coming up, did you come up with your mom and your dad? Was it just your mom? Was it just your dad? Like, how did that come up?
Yeah, my mother, she was married to my father before they had me. She got married to my father 2 years before I was born. They got married straight out of high school. My mother was 18 years old when she got married to my father. My father was going on 19. My father's a year older than my mother. I was born first. Then it was my sister that's next
Hold
to
on.
me.
You the oldest? You the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest.
Ooh,
I'm the oldest brother. I'm the oldest grandchild. So I'm the oldest out of the family. Period. I've always been everybody's favorite because I was the first one born. And a lot of my cousins and my siblings get a little jealous at times because I am the favorite to most of my aunts and uncles. I mean, it is what it is.
Hold on.
Everybody said Dwayne is the favorite because I was the firstborn. But it was me, then it was my sister, then it was my brother, and then we adopted my baby sister. And then when my mother got remarried after my father passed, I had a stepsister. So me, my sister, and my brother, we all 1 year apart. So I was born in 76. My sister was born in 77. My brother was born in 78.
Well, y'all old as hell. Respectful.
Yeah.
I say respectful. Yeah. So coming up and like, what was the neighborhood like? You know what I'm saying? I know me coming, I'm a country ass nigga anyway. So kind of came up in the hood. I grew up with my big mom, grandma, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But what was the neighborhood like? You know what I'm saying? Break down how the neighborhood was for you.
Well, I didn't really get a chance to explore the neighborhood until probably when I got to like the first or second grade. Because my father was in the military, so we moved around a lot.
Okay.
My brother, my baby brother, when he was born, we lived in San Diego at the time. He was born in San Diego.
Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. I missed. I'm out of order. So first off, where were you born in? What city were you born in?
I was born in Cheverly, Maryland, which is Prince George's County, right outside of DC. Me and my sister was born in the same hospital.
Okay.
We both was born in Cheverly, Maryland, which is literally right outside of DC. It's probably in one direction, you'll be 10 minutes away from Northeast. Another direction, you're probably 15, 20 minutes away from Northwest. So we right outside of DC.
Now, and I've been to DC, and I know a lot of individuals who live in DC. They have, like you just brought up, your father's connection to the military, and you have. I'm gonna put it this way to be polite. You got government agencies moving all type around that area. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
with your father being connected to the military, you being born, when did y'all first move? What was that like where were y'all moving to? Break that down for us.
Well, my father, he was originally from Hartford, Connecticut.
Okay.
He moved down here as a young kid, and my mother and my father went to school together. They went to middle school and high school together. I'm not sure if they went to elementary school, but I do know middle school and high school. They went to school together. Actually, my mother almost didn't date my father because my mother was actually about to date Sugar Ray Leonard, but my father stepped in and he ended up talking to my mother first before Sugar Ray ended up talking to my mother. They was all friends and they all knew each other. So my father ended up taking my mother from Sugar Ray Leonard. So,
Hold on, wait a minute. I don't know. I think this is the first time me and you done ever talked about this. We talking about, hold on, we talking about the same Sugar Ray Leonard.
yes.
Hold on.
Sugar Raymond Leonard.
Hold on. So your connection to boxing started even before you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I tell you, my father, he was on the boxing team in the Marines. He boxed in the Marines. Like I said, they knew Sugar Ray Leonard from school, and that's how I got into boxing. My father took me to Sugar Ray Leonard's gym, and I started boxing in his gym. I never went pro. I had like maybe 2 amateur fights, and then my mother was like, "Nah, I don't want my son doing it," so I stopped doing it. I started I started in the amateur. I had the 2 amateur fights. I probably was about 10 or 11 years old. And then, like I said, my mother, she didn't want to do it because I won both of my amateur fights, but the second one, I had came home with a black eye. My mother was like, nope, I don't want my son doing it no more. And so my mother took me out of boxing. But yeah, so my father, like I said, my father and my mother, they went to school in Maryland. They got married right out of high school. My father joined the Marines. And then my sister was born a year later after I was born. And then my father got stationed in San Diego.
Okay.
So we all moved to San Diego. But before we got to San Diego, we stayed probably a couple of months in New Mexico. We stayed in New Mexico for a couple of months, and then we moved to San Diego. We stayed in San Diego for probably about 3 years. And then my father got stationed in Philadelphia. And so we moved back to the East Coast and moved to Philadelphia. We stayed there for about 2 years, and then he got stationed down in Virginia at Quantico. And my mother moved back to Maryland. My father was like, well, we can have the house in Maryland, and I just drive back and forth to Quantico because it's probably a 30, 40-minute drive from where we lived at in Maryland to Quantico.
Amazing. So, and it's interesting. Real quick, I want to ask, what's your do you have any memories when y'all was in San Diego? Do you have any memories of that time?
Yeah, I mean, I got a few memories because I was real young. I was like 3 years old.
Right.
But I do have I have a few memories. One of my biggest memories that I have been in San Diego. I know we lived on the base, and we had this big house that we had on the base, but it had 3 levels, and the basement was the level where my father kept his dogs. We had 5 German Shepherds. And the favorite German Shepherd was my mother's favorite dog. It was King. It was a jet black German Shepherd with like yellowish green eyes, and that was my mother's favorite dog. But we had 3 boys and 2 females. Both the females had puppies. My basement had at one time it had, I believe it was 18 dogs.
Damn.
It was 18 dogs in the basement.
18?
Yeah, because one puppy had, one dog had, I think it had 7 puppies, and the other one I think had like 7 or 8. It was somewhere around there. Somewhere we ended up with somewhere around 18 dogs. So my father sold all of the puppies, so we was back to the original 5 dogs, and then I forgot what happened to the other 4 dogs, because the only thing that I remember is we ended up with only having 1 German Shepherd left, which was King, and somehow we had went away for the weekend and came back, and King was missing, and my mother could never find it. She said somebody must have stole the dog because he had a dog house in the backyard, and she was like, somebody must have stole it, or somebody must have left the gate open and he got out and we couldn't find him. So that's one of the biggest memories that I have in San Diego. The only other memory I remember in San Diego was I was playing on a playground. Like, it was behind the houses. It was this big field, and it was like up on like a little hill. It was a playground there, and me and my sister was at the playground with my mother. My brother wasn't born yet. Me and my sister was at the playground. And somehow something happened, and I remember my father getting into a fight with somebody. I don't know what happened. I just remember my father getting into a fight with somebody. And then I saw all of these military guys come out there. Come to find out it was the MPs. I didn't know who they were. I just know they had on military uniform, but it was the military police. They came out there. It was probably about 6 or 7 of them came out there. They ended up telling my father go back in the house because my father was a drill instructor. He was a master sergeant, and he ended up being a drill instructor. So they knew who my father was, and so he outranked a lot of those people that was out there. And so they just basically just told him to go in the house.
Okay. So I want to ask this question. I want to ask this question right here. And after you done came up, you know what I'm saying, born in Maryland, got to made the transition to San Diego. Now you're coming back. Oh, go ahead. Hold on, the police got you? Oh, my bad. I'm out of order. I'm out of order. He said, hold on. Just chill. All right, we got it. I'm going to go to the comments real quick. I'm going to just read some of the comments. Um, Shout out to my brother Zoomverse in the building, man. Salute to Zoom in the building, man. And much love and respect. Shout out to Kazi in the building. Shout out to my brother Fight Sports in the building. Straight out of New Zealand. Shout out to New Zealand, man. Much love and respect. Now, Tuesdays now we're gonna be doing interviews. Fight Sports, if you want to be a part of the interviews, we'll interview your ass respectfully. I say that respectfully. Paid in full said it's black love out there. Shout out to my brother Paid. You know what I'm saying? Crush the legend. Crush, you supposed to be interviewing tonight, nigga. Where you been? I was supposed to be interviewing with your ass. I say that respectfully. We're gonna have you on next time. Shout out to BVO. We got to get BVO. I call him Sombrero, me personally, but I got to get Sombrero on here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sombrero. Shout out to my brother Texas Texas 16 in the building, man. Shout out to Texas 16 South in the building. The brother pulled up, showed me love in the 24-hour live stream. So shout out to him. Shout out to my brother Picasso. Picasso, we got to get you on here for an interview as well. I ain't going to lie to you. Because you know that the Daywalker himself, that shit might be crazy. I say it respectfully. Shout out to my brother King G. Hey, King G said, if D Free is the master debater, then who am I? Well, you won the tournament. I'm just gonna be honest with you. King G, the brother won the tournament. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to him. If he the master debater, then we're gonna have to call you. We're gonna give you the great debater name. You the great debater. Matter of fact, it got to be more special than great because master is always over great. So
My bad, man. I got a phone call.
no, you good. So
You,
no, you good. Real quick. King G and Free. I gotta ask
yeah.
this question, King G. You know, we call you the master debater around here, right?
Uh huh.
King G said that if D Free is the master debater, who am I? Especially since he won the debate tournament. So, what's up?
It's always multiple masters. Everybody got their own school that they go to. So
Okay.
just because I'm a master doesn't mean that he can't be a master. He got his own students that he teaches. I teach my students, he teach his.
Hey, you just heard it. You just heard it right there, King G. And I gotta rinse you up, bro. I'm gonna rinse you up. I got you. Shout out to my brother. Let's talk about it, man. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Let's Talk About It. He was live, and the man is doing multiple types of content, especially health wise. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Let's Talk About It, man. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to my brother. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Shelton is in the building. He said, well, Uncle Shelton said, Uncle Shelton, he probably out of order anyway, but what are you niggas talking about? God damn, bro. God damn. All right, Free. We back to it. So, after you get through, well, first off, what was high school or middle school, high school life like for you? Were you, and I'm gonna ask the question: were you a good student? Were you an athlete? Were you both? How did that play out for you?
Well, I was both. I was a good student.
A's
But
and B's. Hold on. Now, what's a good student? Did you have C's just barely making it, or were you an A, B,
well,
and E?
I had C's when I was in middle school. When I
Okay,
got to high school, I was straight A. I was a straight A student.
I ain't mad at it.
And it wasn't something that I pushed for. But when I got to high school, it was like the classes was easy. It was like, man, this is common sense. It was like you do your homework and you turn it in, you got an A. I was like, what? Okay, this is easy work.
Hey, Free,
And
you know what's so crazy? I was the complete opposite, so I didn't do no homework, right? I swear to God. And I wasn't a note taker guy. I didn't become a note taker until probably my junior year in college. Never a note taker guy. I couldn't. Now you know I can take notes now. I can do it. When we're debating, you know I take notes, but
right.
I was never that guy. And everything came kind of natural to me. Did you feel that same way? That like it was just kind of natural for you?
Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, like the subject that I hated the most was geometry, but I was good at it. Like I literally was good at it. Like I could do geometry, and I didn't even have to really study it. And I was like, man, I hate doing geometry. But they was like, how you hate? You get straight A's in geometry. I said, because I just don't like doing it. I like it because when I looked at it, I was like, no, I am not going to do this in the real world. I'm not doing geometry unless I'm gonna be an architect or something like that. I'm not doing no geometry in the real world. So I just hated it.
It's not adding up.
Right. I just hated it. But I was good at it. It wasn't something that I wanted to do. But as far as being an athlete, I mean I played football from the time I was 6 years old all the way up until I was 35. I played semi-pro football until I was 35. When I got out of high school, I went to the military. I went to Texas A&M. I got on the football team at Texas A&M. I didn't start because I wasn't a scholarship athlete. I walked on, and so I didn't get a chance to start. But I was on the football team. A lot of the coaches like me, but because I was only in the military, I wasn't there for a lot of games because I had my daggone my training that I had to do. Something like I would go to NTC for 30 days. And NTC we had to go out to California and do desert training. And so I would do that, and then sometimes I might have to go to another state or whatever have you. So I will miss a lot of time of school while I was in college. So I didn't get a chance to get on the starting squad. But it wasn't because I wasn't a good athlete. It's just because I didn't put in the practice. So
let me. I want to ask you this question. When you kind of going back and forth because you in the military, you know what I'm saying, but you're also trying to be, and God knows anybody who didn't play college anything, I don't care what level you at, you understand there's a dedication that has to go into you being the best in that situation. You're trying to be the best in both situations. What was that like?
It was a little difficult because I was trying to focus on school, but I also had to focus on what I had to do as a combat engineer and dealing with landmines, dealing with fuses, because you gotta set a fuse and you gotta make sure that you time it right, or you blowing up everybody. So, or if not just yourself, you blowing up everybody.
No, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, and I gotta stop you. Only reason I gotta stop you is because we don't know, and I'm just telling the truth. We don't know what your job was in the military. You can tell us, and now you kind of going into it. So before you go all the way into it, break down what your training was and what your job was, militarily speaking.
Well, my job, I was a combat engineer.
Okay.
And as a combat engineer, my job is to clear minefields so infantry can go in and do their job. So technically, I was the front line before infantry because infantry ain't doing anything if we don't clear the minefields. So technically, I was before infantry, but infantry went over there and did the fighting. We just cleared the landmines so they can go over there and do the fighting. Um, so that was my job as a 12 Bravo in the Army. Um, Also, I mean, like I said, with those, you got to do. Hold on one second. I got to meet somebody real quick and get some paperwork. Hold on one second.
Now hey, look, listen, y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna put my brother in the background. I say that respectfully, Free. I'm gonna put him in. I don't want y'all. Hey, Free. Y'all think that the man is a podcaster and all that? The man might be a part of the CIA. I'm just telling the truth. He might be a part of the CIA. That's why we don't want none of the secrets. We don't want none of this exposed as far as what we got going on. Free. He putting the seatbelt. All right, here we go. I'm bringing you back on. You good? You good?
Yeah. I'm good. I just had to drop off some paperwork
Yeah.
to one of my deputies.
There you go. He had to drop off some paperwork. So, like I tell you, hey, Free may still be a part of the CIA. We may not know it. I'm just telling the truth. That's why he started laughing. Listen, I know individual. Look, this is a true story. I ain't lying to y'all. Free ain't. I never put your number out there. I ain't gonna dox you. But you got a 2400 number, right?
Yeah.
My aunt, and I done told stories about my aunt. She got a 240 number. And this is one of the most diabolical individuals. When I say diabolical, I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm saying she done been a part of all this shit. We done had these conversations. Matter of fact, let's go into it. I want to go into this, Free, and we'll get back. We're gonna go back to some of the other things. We just moving tonight. We just gonna move. I know, and anytime a nigga say they round Maryland, DC, yeah, I understand all of that. Um, have you ever, and with you being a former officer, right? Have you
Mhm.
ever had dealings with some of these? What's the word I want to use here? Some of these clandestine individuals. Have you ever had dealings with the clandestine individuals?
Uh,
Don't lie
somewhat,
to us, Free. Don't lie to
somewhat,
us.
somewhat. And you talking about the?
Hold on. You're freezing. Say it again.
You talking about the Transformers?
I'm talking about. I said. Well, you tell me.
I mean, because if you talking about what I think you talking about, I've dealt with one or two of them. I had one that was a officer that I work with, and they was born a woman but changed over
No,
to a
man. You
man.
out of order. You out of order. No,
I
man.
had to,
I'm talking about the motherfucking clandestine, the FBI, the CIA. I'm talking.
oh, you talking about them? Oh, I
I
thought
ain't
you was
talking
talking
about.
about. That's
No,
why
I
I asked you what
ain't.
you talking about the Transformers.
No, well, I'm talking about the clandestine individual. That's what I'm talking about. I
Oh
ain't talking
yeah, no, yeah.
we,
I dealt with them. I dealt with them plenty of times. I deal with them on a regular basis,
we
even now.
that's what I was figuring. And that's
Like
what I was
I'm,
trying
I'm
to do.
literally, I'm literally parked. I'm literally right now. I'm parking right now in front of my wife's job. I'm literally 4 blocks away from the White House. Like I can step out into the middle of the street and see the White House.
See, and that this is it. All right. I gotta ask this. With you being in DC, right? Now I'm gonna be honest. But well, first off, before I want to finish this piece of it right here. I want to finish this. As far as because and we're gonna jump around. I ain't got no choice but to jump around with you. I say that respectfully. So your job now. First off, when you got out of high school, what was your career path coming out of high school? What was your career path?
the career path that I had set for myself was to play football.
Right.
But because I didn't know at the time when I graduated that I had a full scholarship to the school that I've always wanted to go to. I had a full scholarship to Notre Dame. I never knew that I had a full scholarship. My coach didn't tell me until I had already enlisted into the Army.
Hold on. Real quick, Freak. What position did you play?
I play corner and free safety.
Okay. I ain't mad at and I can confirm this. I went to school to play basketball. I had other offers that I didn't know about because my coach didn't speak to me about those offers, those type of things. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I can confirm that is a fact that coaches hold like they don't at that time. Now they probably can reach out to players with the NIL and all that kind of shit. You could probably reach out to players, but I can't. It's an absolute fact that there were certain scholarships for me, like D. Free just said. He had a offer from Notre Dame, and the coach. Now they'll sit on that shit. They'll sit on all that shit, and it's
He
crazy.
literally told me 2 weeks after I graduated. He called my mother and said, "Hey, is Dwayne in the house?" She was like, "Yeah, he right here." So she put him on the speaker. So when she put him on the speaker, I was like, "Hey, what's going on, coach?" He was like, "Yeah, I was just checking on you, see how things going. Did you think about going to college?" I said, "Yeah, I've always thought about going to college." He's like, "So what college are you going to go to?" I said, "I'm not going to college at all." He was like, "Why?" I said, "Because I ain't got no means of going to college."
Right.
I was like, "I ain't got no means of going to college." At that time, my father had already passed away, so my mother was a single mother, and she had the 4 kids in the house. It was me, my brother, my sister, and at that time we had just adopted our baby sister.
Real quick, how old were you when your father passed away?
I was 14.
Damn. All right,
Yeah,
go ahead.
So I didn't have the means to go to college, so I enlisted into the Army. I leave on October 10th. And he was like, "What?" He was like, "Nah, I got a full scholarship for you." I was like, for what school? I'm thinking he's gonna say like a community college or something like that. And he was like, "Nah, I got a full scholarship for you." He said, I was like, "What school?" He said, "What school did you say you want to go to?" I said, "I want to go to Notre Dame." He said, "That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a full scholarship for Notre Dame." I said, "Oh man." So I called my recruiter and tried to see if my recruiter can tear up the paperwork. He was like, "Nah, you already sworn in. There's nothing I can do about it." I was like, "Oh." So I was pissed. So I mean, I end up going to the military literally like 5 months later after I graduated high school, because I graduated on May 5th of 1994. I went into the military October 10th of 1994.
All right, so your military career. With you getting into the military, first off, what was your job in the military? And I know you was breaking down how you had to clear the field, the bombs, those type of things, but what was the actual title, and then what was the training that you went through as far as your military career?
Well, basic training is the same for everybody. The first day when I went to Fort Leonard Wood, so I had to go to I guess it's called like a processing area for when you first come into the military in Missouri. We went to this little process area. That's where you go. You got to do your little pre-PT test. They want to see how many push-ups you can do in 2 minutes, how many sit-ups you can do in 2 minutes, how long it takes you to run a 2 mile. And you gotta be at a certain level. And they say, okay, whether you pass or not. If not, you had to keep doing it until you get over a certain threshold. Once you get past that threshold, you can move on to basic training. So at the processing station, you got to go through all your physicals. You get your shots and everything, and then you do your you take your pre-test first, and then once you pass that, then you go through, do your physical, and do all your shots. Once you finish doing all your shots, then they say, okay, you're going to leave on this day to go to basic training. It's usually the next day, but I think I had to stay there for 3 days. And then I got on the little cattle bus. You go in there with your rucksack, and you stand up the whole ride, and you holding your rucksack, and you standing up, and it's probably like 25, 30 y'all on this cattle bus. And the reason I call it a cattle bus is because this is literally where they transport cows. They just transferred it into a bus for the military. So you just standing up there, holding onto a pole or a rail, holding your rucksack, riding down the highway till you get to the duty station, which is where your basic training for Leonardwood. We got off the bus. It's like probably 10 or 12 drill sergeants. One dude come up on the bus, and as soon as he walk up on the bus, he started yelling, I need everybody get off this goddamn bus right now. Get in there. I need y'all in formation. So everybody just running everywhere, and they making you line up in formations. They got about 5 or 6 drill instructors in front of you yelling at you, telling you to do this, telling you to do that. And so it's basically to try to see where's the weak ones, where's the strong ones, and who's just falling in the middle. So you all standing up, and it's still hot in Missouri at this time. Like the sun is beaming on me and everything. It's October, but in Missouri, it's hot as shit. It probably was about 80, 90 degrees that day. So I'm standing there, and all these people yelling, and they doing this and that. I said, man, fuck this shit. I'm about to pass out, and I fake fainted. I lied to you.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, did you say fake fainted?
I fake fainted, dog.
Hold on, you passed out for no reason. Hey, I'm out this motherfucker, man. I'm done. Hey, carry me out. That's what you said. You said I fake fainted.
Dog, I lied to you now. Them motherfuckers said, get your ass up right now, Specialist Freeman. Get your ass up. Because I was a specialist when I came in because I had RTC background and things like that. Right. So I came in as an E4. So they're like, get your ass up, Specialist Freeman, this. So they yelling at me. These motherfuckers grilled me for like a week straight. They was on me like white on rice for a week straight. So every morning you got to do PT. So when you wake up, they put you in groups. They got an A group, they got a B group, and they got a C group. Well, the A group is the fast group that take off. They pretty much like sprinting. B group, mediocre, and the C group is for all the slow people. So I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm getting with the C group. I'm going to get with the C group. So I'm running with the C group, and I guess one of my drill instructors must have found out that I was part of a track team. I was a state champion in track. And he like, Specialist Freeman, what the fuck are you doing back here? I'm running with my group. What are you talking about? He like, nah, you ain't supposed to be running with no C group. You a fucking track star. Get your ass up there and grab that goddamn flag. He said, and we better not pass you. I said, oh, okay. I got a trick for your ass. I grabbed the motherfucking flag and I left everybody. When I say everybody, I was sitting at the barracks waiting on their asses to come back. This nigga, he said, Specialist Freeman, what the fuck is you doing? I was like, what you talking about? You told me not to let nobody pass me, so I didn't let nobody pass me. He like, you supposed to stay with your platoon. I said, you didn't tell me that. You told me not to let nobody pass me, so I didn't let nobody pass me. I got back here first. He like, oh, you a smart ass, huh? Smoke his ass. So I'm out there doing crunches, sit-ups, and crabs and 6 inches. I was out there. I got in trouble every day. And a lot of times I got in trouble on purpose every day. Every single day. And I was a squad leader because I was an E4. So I was a squad leader. And every time I get in trouble, my whole squad got in trouble. So these motherfuckers was mad as shit. They were like, hey,
You.
especially, why you keep getting in trouble? I like, dog, what are you gonna do? Make you do push-ups, sit-ups? Nigga, you ain't gonna do nothing but get bigger. Mind you, I'm coming out of high school. I'm the youngest dude in my platoon. Like everybody else was in their 20s, couple of guys was in their 30s. I'm the only 18-year-old in my entire platoon. I'm the only 18-year-old. So when I came out of high school, I was like 5'8", maybe 150 pounds. I was like, man, fuck this shit. I'm trying to get big. I was like, they talking about they gonna feed you 3 times a day and pack muscle on you. So I did that. When I left basic training, I was 5'10", 185 pounds when I left basic training. Mind you, basic training is only, we finished basic training in
6 weeks.
8 weeks. It was 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, we had basic training for 8 weeks, and then you had another 8 weeks of AIT.
All right. So I want to ask this.
Total 16 weeks.
I want to ask this. So now, first thing first, you the asshole of the group. And I say that respectfully, but yeah, that's what you just explained. You the asshole of the group. But at the same time, the shit that you doing getting everybody else better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The more work that we put in, the better we're gonna be as a unit. After that, I think me and you, we'd have had conversations about you going to airborne school, jumping out of planes and shit like that. Well, after basic training, what was next for you? How did it materialize for you after basic?
Well, like after basic training, you had the National Guard officers that was with you as well. They were going through the same basic training as you did, and then you had some other people that had different MOSs.
Right.
So because my MOS was 12 Bravo at that time, I don't know if they changed it now, but at that time, Fort Leonard Wood was a engineer base.
Hold on. Real quick for the laymen like myself, me personally. I ain't gonna talk about say that, but hey. So when you talk about MOS, right? First things first. Coming out of basic, do you get a chance to pick your MOS? Do you tell them, hey? And also, when we're talking about basic, are we talking Air Force, Army, Marine, Navy? Like, hey,
everybody have an MOS. If you in the Army, you have an MOS. If you're in the Air Force, Navy, Marines, they all have MOS. And basically, an MOS is just basically your job title.
Okay.
Is basically your job title. You have different types of MOSs. You have 12 Bravos. You have 19 Bravos.
Hold on. So when you
7 mics.
You were a 12 Bravo, correct?
Yeah, I was a 12 Bravo.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? A
12 Bravo is a combat engineer MOS, and the 12 Bravo is basically the battalion that MOS falls under. So it's the 12 battalion. So I was a 12 Bravo. You have other MOSs that might be like 7 Mike or 11 Foxtrot or thing like that. They have the different names because of the letter, and that's what mine fell under 12 Bravo. So when you say, do you get a chance to pick your MOS? Yeah, you do, but it's based off of your ABSVAB score. So before you go into the military, when you go sit in front of your recruiter, they take you and you go take the ABSVAB test.
Yeah. Hey, real quick for you. I always say this. So, you know, I was a hooper or whatever, but I live in a military town. So as high school students, we would always go take the ASVAB because you get out of class. You know what I'm saying? You go
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is I scored I don't remember what my damn score was now, but I scored really high on the ASVAB, and
Yeah.
you had military recruiters. They coming to recruit me, and on
Right.
everything I love, my counselor, Miss Wallace, she was like, "You're not going to the military. You're going to college. You're going to play basketball. You're not going to the military." And I really, I didn't even take the ASVAB to go to the military. I just did it because, shit, you get out of class. Nigga, like, that, that's the shit we was doing. So,
Yeah.
but go ahead. My apologies.
Yeah. So when you take the ASVAB is nothing but the military version of the SATs. That's what an ASVAB is. Um, so the higher you score on the ASVAB, the more MOSs that are available to you. The lower you score, the less amount of MOSs that are available to you. So a lot of guys that falls under infantry, not all of them, but a lot of them that falls under infantry because they scored low on the ASVAB test. So the only jobs that was available for them was jobs like combat engineer, um, infantry, and things like that. Things
You
that you
you in
had
the
to do
smoke.
hand to hand combat.
You in the smoke. If you ain't
Now, see,
enough,
like
you in
for
the smoke.
me, I scored pretty okay on my ASVAB test. But what I didn't know the different MOSs. So what I told my recruiter when he gave me my score, he showed me a bunch of different MOSs that I can do. And I said, man, I don't know what none of these joints do. All I want to do is something that has nothing to do with war. Well, my recruiter gonna tell me, well, combat engineer, all you do is build bridges. So I'm like, cool. I know we ain't building no goddamn bridge in the middle of a war, so I do that. Not knowing that a combat engineer, they do everything but build a fucking bridge. They don't build no goddamn bridge. So I was like, oh, this nigga got me. This nigga literally got me. So that's how I got caught up with the combat engineer. Oh, did I drop off?
Nah, my bad. I'm sitting here talking
Oh,
on mute. My bad.
oh yeah,
So
yeah. So
wait a minute,
he
real quick.
he
Hold
he
on,
tricked me.
real quick. So you saying what you was told your job was gonna be, it wasn't your job, and then
Nope.
so all right, when you say a combat engineer, and I'm just gonna be honest, when I hear combat engineer, I'm thinking of a nigga who gonna be first things I hear is combat. You know what I'm saying? Damn engineer, and you got to have smart people around you. But the first thing I hear is combat. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, thinking of that now, but I wasn't thinking of that.
yeah,
I was just thinking of engineer. I didn't even pay attention to the combat part. I just heard the engineer, and he said, all you're going to be doing is building bridges. So I was like, well, cool.
hold
I
on.
know we ain't building no bridges.
Did you ever build a bridge?
Hell no. The closest thing we came to building a bridge is they had a tank that had a bridge on top of it, and that the joint layer bridge down. I ain't built no guy. I told you we did everything but build a damn
All right.
bridge. I
So
don't
so
be, I
so
didn't
I
even
gotta ask
seen a
this.
bridge.
I gotta ask this for you. First off, what year is this that we're talking about? 90,
1994.
94. Okay. So this is before. Well, this is during, I believe, Desert Storm, all that kind of shit going on over
It
there.
was right after the first Desert Storm. Right
Right.
after, because the
Okay.
first Desert Storm happened in 1990, 91.
Right.
I went in 94, so this was right after the first Desert Storm.
So we kind of at this time we kind of in a peace situation. It ain't really wars being fought like that, right?
Right. The only thing that was really going on was Bosnia, and
Bosnia.
that was going on for years. So that was the
I
only
still,
thing that was really going
I still
on.
don't know why we was in Bosnia. I still don't even understand
Yeah.
that. Me personally. So I want to ask. So as you're coming up, first off, how many years did you spend in the military? You know what I'm saying? 94 was your first year, I believe you saying. How many
Yeah.
years were you in the military?
I only did 3. That was my MOS. I mean, my MOS was only for 3 years. I only did 3.
So in those 3 years, so 94 to 97.
Yep.
Did you? And I'm sure you were deployed. Well, first off, what did you get deployed to?
Say that again.
I said, where did you get deployed to? Like, did you go to any country? Like, go ahead.
No, I did go to a country, but I didn't get deported. I mean, I didn't get deployed to a country. We went to Germany, but my platoon, when I got to Fort Hood, my platoon was undeployable because we was training on all of the weapons and all of the stuff that they use now, like the M4s and all that stuff. We trained on all of that before they ever came out.
Okay.
Like we was using all of the new weapons before. We was a test platoon, so we was undeployable. So now after the whole thing happened with 9/11, I talked to a couple of guys that was in my platoon, and they was still down in Fort Hood, but they was no longer in that platoon. But they was like, that platoon is now deployable because all of this they not testing those weapons anymore. They all out on the streets.
Did
They all
y'all
got deployed.
did y'all have to or did y'all have the opportunity to train other individuals on those weapons and those type of things?
No, we were just training on them. Nobody else trained on them. It was just my platoon. My platoon trained on those weapons. So I was under the 17th Engineers when I got to Fort Hood. I was under the 17th Engineers.
And where at Fort Hood is that? What is that? Texas?
That's in Texas.
Yeah,
It's right there where Killeen, Texas. People say Fort Hood is in Killeen. It's exact opposite. Killeen is inside of Fort Hood because Fort Hood is the biggest army base in the United States, and so it takes up the whole city of Killeen. Like you can get off the base and still be in Killeen, but if you look at Fort Hood and you drive around the entire Fort Hood, you won't be in Killeen anymore. You'll be in another city.
Amazing. So, and I gotta ask this question because, damn, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm watching Jokic right now. Jokic, he just hit a monster three to tie the game up. The man got 44 points right now. That's why if it seems like I'm out of order, I'm out of order because I'm talking to you, but you know I love that. You know how I am. But so I gotta ask this question: being around the military aspect of things, and only with you having 3 years in there, and I'm not saying when I say only, I don't mean that negatively. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm glad you got out and you alive because Negroes go. I say that respect. Now I ain't even gonna get into all that, but I know you. Well, how did that experience kind of push you to the career that you went into next? Correct me if I'm wrong. You were a police officer at one point in time, correct?
Yeah.
And so, how did? Damn, he hit the three. William just hit a three. Listen. I'm just telling you the truth right now, D Free. Man, it's going crazy right now. It's a minute 18 seconds. It's 103 to 106. Jokic just hit a big three. Then Williams just came back and hit another three and now Oklahoma up. I'm just trying to keep it in order. My bad. But when as far as how you go into the military, spending those 3 years there, and then coming out and being a police officer, how did the military push you into that role? You know what I'm saying? Break that down for me if you don't mind.
Well, actually, the military really didn't choose that. I mean, didn't put me in a path of being a police officer. It was more so my brother, because when I came back out in '97, I was working at FedEx, and I was still hanging out with the niggas that I went to school with my brother and them, and so I was still out on the streets hanging out in the hood and doing my little dirt or whatever. My brother was like, "Hey, Dwayne, you ever thought about being a police officer?" I was like, "What?" He like, "Nigga, you the only nigga around here that's never been locked up. Have you ever thought about being a police officer?" I was like, "Nah, I ain't never think about it."
hold on, real quick. I gotta, and I don't mean to laugh like that. So because you was one of the, and I want to ask this as well. Coming back from the military first, and I know you said you were working at FedEx. Coming back from the military, trying to re-engage with society, that type of thing. End up working at FedEx, hanging with some of the old niggas that you was hanging. Oh my goodness, hanging with some of the niggas that you were hanging with anyways. Shay, hey, SGA just hit a 3. They up right now. I'm sorry, free
Yeah,
you.
my bad. My bad.
But when you come back from the military, what's it like trying to put your get back into society? You know what I'm saying? Like re-engage and like you have a different perspective than everybody does now. You know what I'm saying? And you've been training with these certain type of weapons, respectfully.
Yeah.
What's the how do you re-engage back into society first, coming from those 3 years that you had?
I looked at a lot of people differently because of the training that I had and the type of stuff that they taught me. I looked at a lot of people differently because I knew a lot of those people wasn't on my level far as protecting yourself. Like they I mean, of course they carry weapons they on themselves because they out there hanging in the hood. They carry weapons, but I knew a lot of them didn't know how to use a weapon properly.
Right.
They couldn't hit a target if it was standing in front of them. So I looked at a lot of people.
Like we say in the country, they couldn't hit the blind side of a barn.
Right. Like I looked at a lot of people differently because I'm sitting there and I took a couple of my friends to the gun range to see exactly how good of a shooter they was, and it's just like I expected. They was terrible.
They were horrible.
Them niggas was terrible. Like I had one dude. You get a box of ammo. It has 50 rounds in there. You shooting one target. The target is no more than maybe 20 yards in front of you. If I give you a box of 50 rounds and you shoot a target that's 20 yards in front of you, I should see at the minimum at least 30 shots in that target.
40,
one dude had 5 shots.
Bro,
on the target.
You should see at least 4. And this is just coming from a country nigga. I done shot guns enough to know that once I done missed 2 or 3 times, I should be able to, especially at 20 yards. 20 yards ain't shit.
No, I had one dude, I lied to you not. This dude hit the target 5 times out of 50 rounds. Damn. I said, dog, you will not be using a... No, the dude, every time the daggone kickback was too much for him. Like, this nigga, he had a 45. He had a 45. And the dude...
I will say a 45 dude got a little recoil on it. It got recoil.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand that. I know that it does.
But after the first 4 shots, I can kind of understand what I got dealing with.
If this is your gun, this is your gun.
Oh, hold on.
You went to the store and purchased this.
Hold on, this was his gun?
This was his. He went to the store and purchased it. Everybody had their own gun that they went to the gun range with. This is a gun that he brought out of his house that he purchased for himself. The dude was all of about 5'7", 145, 150 pounds.
And they kickback would give him
I said, dog, this is too much for you. He like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna keep coming to the gun range. I said, you can keep coming to the gun range all you want to.
Nah.
You need something different, dog. This
gun is too much for you. Get you a 9mm, man. Get you a 9mm, man. He ain't got to do nothing big. Let the 45 go. Get you a 9. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, but
you can control that. But go ahead, my bad, Free.
But I looked at a lot of people differently, and it took me a while to get used to being in society again. And it's not. I mean, it sounds kind of funny because I was in the military. It wasn't like I was locked up, but in the military,
it's like being locked up.
And Picasso knows he was in the military, and Crush knows he was in the military, and even Shelton He knows he was in the military. In the military, we do more before 6 a.m. than most people do all day.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Literally.
I ain't
Literally,
gonna,
we do more. We do more by 6 a.m. than most people do all day.
I ain't mad. And now, and we got to have a show like that with you, Picasso, Crush, and Uncle Shelton. Yeah, we got to have one of them shows. But I want to ask this for you. I want to ask you this. So you get back, you done kind of acclimated. Shout out to Picasso for giving me the right terminology. Acclimated back into society. Then you become a police officer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, and you know, hey, I'm gonna just be honest with you. You know, niggas, you know how we is. We don't fuck, man. Fuck 12. You get a lot of hate spewed towards you, even though you may be trying to do the right thing. I've learned myself that one of the best people or one of the best friends I can have is a police officer. When I see him, I ain't scared of you. Matter of fact, I want to talk to you. That's how I look at it. But what was your experience? First off, when you first became a police officer, where were you at when you first became a police officer? Where were you at?
DC.
Okay, and my God, respectful. I say that respectful. Okay, so you're in DC, the capital city of the United States. What was that
Mm-hmm.
experience like? What were or give me some of the first off, what was the training like? What did you go through as far as training goes first?
They try to do it similar to basic training. It's not as extent as basic training. It's more um it's more classroom work because you got to know how to do reports. You got to know how to do all types of. You got to learn the rights of people. You got to learn the different laws and everything. So it's more classroom work than it is field work. You do some field work, but it's mostly classroom work. So the field work, it was fun. The classroom work, I didn't really care for. I was like, man, I'm not in school anymore. I got tired of doing the classroom work. I mean, it's educational. I need to know it because this is something I need to know when I'm doing my job so I can do it properly. I just didn't care for it. It got a little bit too much for me. I was like, man, I'm ready to get this over with. So that was the part of it that I didn't like. But far as the field work, learning how to put handcuffs on people, going through the the self defense portion, and going through the gun range and all that stuff. That was more of what I like to do. I love doing that type of stuff. The classroom, I was like, I ain't really worried about all that. But
So
I mean,
I,
it was fun at times. It was boring at times.
I always got to, and I only get an opportunity to interview police officers on a regular basis. So I gotta
Yeah,
ask, and
ask a few
I say this
players.
respectfully. I say this respectfully. You know, you my brother. I love you. Um, when it come down to writing reports, right? I done seen so many times in court hearings and all this other type of things that you're not accurate in your reports. What and like you were just breaking down, man, some of that shit be too tedious. And I'll just be honest, if it's me, you gonna get a shit report out of me. If you give me something to talk about, I might be able to do it better talking. But me writing a report, it's gonna be a shit report. I'm just telling the truth. But what was it like as far as that whole thing of as far as learning how to write reports and knowing that, well, if I done pulled this person over, if I done did this, I got to write this report, and this report could be utilized on the stand in court, that type of thing. What's that feeling like, and what's your thought process as far as going into those reports?
Well, the first couple of times that I had to do it, I was a little nervous because it wasn't going to sound right, and then I had to remember the five things that you have to put in a report. Once you get that down pat, it's easy to write a report. And it's the five W's. It's the
When,
when,
where, Why? What?
And then there's one last thing that's not a W, and it's how.
How? How? Hey, I
How
told you
is the only one
I
that's
might
not a
be able to
W.
be. I might be able to write a report for you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that was the first couple of times I was a little nervous because I knew that this was something that somebody else was going to read. It makes sense to me, but does it make sense to them? So the first couple of times it was kind of sketchy, but then after maybe probably about the fifth or sixth report, it was like it was easy. Um, like I said, all you doing is basically just telling everything that happened from the time that you stopped the individual until you brought the individual back to the precinct.
Right.
So it's basically just giving a detailed, summarized story of what happened. You have to have the reason why you pulled them over, when you pulled them over, who you pulled them over, why you pulled them over, um, what they was doing, and how you solved how did you handle the situation. So that's basically all it was.
I gotta so and man, hey, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I done been pulled over multiple times, and I done ran into some good guys, some bad guys. I'm just being honest. I done ran into more good guys, whether they white, black, or whatever. That it's like, ho, talk to me. You know what I'm saying? And how did you handle those interactions? Were you more trusting in the individual, or would you say, I gotta be cautious of you. You done did this. Like, how did you approach the situation when you had those when I say had those opportunities, when you were in those situations? That's really what it was. How
I
did you?
mean,
Go ahead.
it all depends on what was in their background. Now, if I knew that this individual was known to fight an officer or known to have weapons, I handled the situation a little bit differently. But for the most part, I treated everybody as a human being.
Yeah,
I showed them respect. They showed me respect. And I let them know, I understand you don't want to be here. I'm just doing my job. So the quicker we get this over with, the quicker you can move on about your business. So I try to make it comfortable as much as I can for each individual, so there wouldn't be any altercation or any escalating of the situation. So when you talk to a person as a human being, they're more likely to do what you're asking them to do.
comply.
Instead of, I mean, you're gonna have those individuals that's gonna be outright, and you just pretty much let them know, hey, look, I'm only doing my job. This is the reason why I had to stop you. If everything is good, I'm gonna let you go about your business. But I mean, you making the situation worse than what it has. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, all that's gonna be found out in about 5 minutes. All you got to do is just follow the simple things that I'm asking you. If you making it worse, then it's gonna end up bad for you,
Yeah,
because everything is on my side. You have nothing on this side. I didn't violate any of your rights. I didn't do anything wrong. All I'm doing is letting you know this is the reason why I'm stopping you. Let me see some identification. If everything is good, you can go about your business. But some people you can't talk to. Some people, they're understanding. They're like, all right, here you go, and they give you everything, and then everything is good. Like most people, when they see me, they have respect for me because I never treated anybody as a criminal. I treat them as a human being.
right.
I let people know I understand what y'all doing. As long as y'all don't do it around me, y'all ain't got no problems. I'm coming out here because I'm getting a call. If you see me and you know you ain't supposed to be out here, just walk off. You walk off, I'm going to go ahead and do my patrol and keep it moving. Whatever y'all do is what y'all do. As long as I don't see y'all doing nothing wrong, I can't say anything.
I want to ask this question well, first off, I want to tell, and I know this your show. My apology, but I got to tell this story.
No,
Officer
you good.
Stetson, one of my favorite officers. You know what I'm saying? I drove in high school. I drove an '89 Lincoln Town car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Full front seat in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? The deep trunk. I had to beat in that motherfucker, man. Yeah, I was out there. I was a YN. That's what they called me. That's what they called me out there. It's funny though because I got pulled over so many times, and one thing I realized is as long as you cool, as long as you be respectful, I don't want no smoke. Here you go, sir. Yes, sir. And I was always raised to say yes, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. I was always raised that way. So I never, even though I thought that it was out of order, I got pulled over one time. I had two wives touching. You know what I'm saying? I got the beat out there now. I got the beat in the back. I got the beat, but my damn wives because they touching is showing my radio out. So I had to get all that shit switched out, but I got pulled over for loud music when my music wasn't even being able to be played. But because I just tried my best to be as calm as possible with the brother, you know what I'm saying? And he showed me love. He was like, man, I was wrong, this, that, whatever, whatever. Okay, cool. When people escalate situations, and we see
Yeah.
a lot of this, we see a lot of whether, and I don't know if they got anything. What you ordering food? My bad.
No,
Um,
you good.
when people escalate situations, I think it's the worst thing that could possibly happen for either the cop or the person. But um, how are y'all taught to deal with those escalations? You know what I'm saying? When they out of order, we just gonna call a spade a spade. When they start to get out of order, how are y'all taught to deal with those out of order individuals?
You just try to calm it down as much as you can. You try to calm the situation down. Sometimes you're able to do it, sometimes you're not. And when you're not able to do it, you have to place the person under arrest because they've been disorderly and they not following the instructions of the police officer. So I try to let them know, hey, look, I don't want this to go further than what is already gone. Calm down, take a couple of seconds, take a couple of deep breaths, and let's get through this thing peacefully because I don't want to have to take nobody to jail. Because if I got to take you to jail, that means
I
I
gotta
got to
write a
do a
report.
report.
I
Yeah,
gotta write a
I
report.
don't want to have to. I don't want to have to do no report. I'm not trying to take nobody. I'm not out here to take nobody to jail. I'm out here to make sure everybody is living life peacefully.
Right.
That's what I'm out here for. I'm not out here to send nobody to jail. So I let people know, look, I'm not out here to send you to jail. I will take you to jail if I have to, but that's not the reason why I'm out here. So at times, sometimes you can calm them down. Sometimes you just can't calm them because either they on something or they just not trying to hear because they don't have no respect for the police officer.
So, and always the same way we asked about the experiences you had in the military. What's one of the situations, good, bad, indifferent, however you see it? What's one of the ones that stick out most in your mind as far as being a police officer goes? Like, what's that one situation you like, man? I remember this shit because this. Like, what's that situation for you?
I have two of them. One
Okay.
of them is a bad situation, and one is somewhat of a funny situation. Um, the bad situation is I had to arrest a mother and a father and send their daughter to protective services
No.
um, because the mother and the father got into a fight, and so we was called out there for a domestic dispute. So we come out there, and I got the father on one side, and the mother's on the other side. I'm talking to the mother while my partner is talking to the father. We're trying to get both sides of the story away from each other. So after I finish talking to her, I go over to talk to the father, and my partner go talk to the wife. So we're trying to match our stories up, see if anybody changed their story from one officer to the next officer. So as I'm talking to the mother and he's talking to the father, they yelling back and forth at each other. We're telling them, hey, look, calm down, talk to me. You talk to him. Y'all stop talking to each other. So the mother, the mother was talking to me, and I guess she didn't like what what the husband was saying, and so she picked up what was it? A vase. She picked up a vase and threw it at him. Hit the police officer.
Huh?
He picked up something and threw it at her and hit her. He didn't hit me, he hit her. But the vase that she threw, she hit my partner. So we had to arrest both of them. And they got a 2-year-old child sitting right there in a packing plate. And we had to call CPS to come pick the child up. And she was like, no, I'm gonna call my mother. Can I call my mother? I'm like, y'all not calling anybody right now. Y'all about to go to jail. Y'all call them when y'all get to the precinct, and we'll let CPS deal with that. If they want to release it to your mother, then they'll release it to your mother. But at this point in time, you just hit my partner with a vase. The back of his head is bleeding, and you just hit her in the face with a daggone, I think he threw a cup or something, and her nose is bleeding. I'm like, nah, y'all not talking to nobody. Y'all going to jail. So we called that. We placed them under arrest. We put one person in my car. We had the other one sitting on the sidewalk until another cruiser pulled up. We put him in the back of the car. We had the ambulance come up, check on my partner, check on her, and then we took them to jail. And that child ended up having to go to Child Protective Services until somebody came down there and got the child. But the funny one was, this was New Year's Eve.
Man, real quick, hold on, free. New Year's Eve, I'm just gonna be honest. That's the worst time for the majority of motherfuckers. I'm gonna venture out and say you dealing with drunk motherfuckers right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, so I had to work New Year's Eve, and
where were you at? Were you in Maryland?
Yeah, I was in Maryland at this time.
Okay.
I was in Maryland at this time. So I was working in Prince George's County. I got a call to go to a hotel. They had a disturbance at the hotel. So
hold on, real quick, free. I gotta ask you. Do you get extra? Cause it's gonna be some shit on New Year's Eve. We already know it's gonna be some shit. So do you get extra for that? Like, do you get time and a half?
You get holiday pay.
Okay. What is holiday pay? What is it? Is that time and a half? Is that double time?
It's double time for federal government.
I ain't mad at it. Y'all deserve it. Y'all brothers deserve it. God damn. Look, I'm just telling you. I know it's gonna be some shit.
Well, actually, it's double time, but it's a little bit different for the police because we don't get like hourly pay. We get a set salary, and so, but it is a bonus put on top for working holidays.
Well, damn all that. Y'all, if it's New Year's, I'm just gonna be honest with you, free. I ain't gonna lie to you. If it's New Year's, stay your black ass at home, cause Negroes gonna be out of order. And I ain't talking about just black. I'm talking about everybody. They gonna be out of order. And so break this call down. This is New Year's Eve. How does this play out?
It's actually New Year's Day because I got the call probably 2:30 in the morning. So
it's New Year's Day. It's still New Year's Eve because they started drinking they started drinking at 10 o'clock. So go ahead. My bad.
So I go over to the hotel. This time I'm not a police officer. I'm a special police officer at this time. I had
wait a minute. You said you a special police. What is a special police officer? I don't even know what that means.
A special police
you
officer
a detective?
A special police officer has the same power as a regular police officer. They only are a police officer at the site that they work at. Huh? So if I gotta say I'm doing security for a specific building, I'm a police officer for that building. I have the authority as a regular police officer only at that building.
Okay.
If I leave that building, I have no authority.
Okay.
I'm a regular citizen if I leave that building. But at that building, I am the police officer for that building.
Okay. 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 I got you. I got you.
Now, some special police have a area where they patrol an area. They're a police officer as long as they're around that area. But it's for whatever specific site that you're working for. You're a police officer for that site.
So you
Um,
you have the ability to at that site you have the ability to arrest, detain, question, whatever. You
yep,
have that ability. But
yep.
if they go down the street to another site or facility, you don't have that same you don't have that same authority at the facility that they went to.
To a certain extent. To a certain extent.
What that mean?
I don't have the ability to do that if I just walk up on a building. But if I'm standing, say I'm standing at my building right now, and I see somebody commit a felony crime across the street, I have the ability to go over there and place him under arrest.
Okay.
Because I am a police officer. I'm sworn in just like a regular police officer. I'm sworn in under the same chief that the same commissioner that they're sworn in under.
Hold on now. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'm just being honest. I'm trying to get it on, be in order. So if an individual is at your facility, right? You policing the bar. We're gonna say you policing the bar. They out of order at the bar, but they ain't out of order where you gonna arrest them. You know what I'm saying, man? Go on about your business, man. Relax. Get the hell on. Really, just be in order. You know what I'm saying? Then they go down a block. You can still see them. And I don't know what a felony crime would be in that situation, but they slap somebody. I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, anything that's a felony, an armed robbery, a shooting, selling drugs, anything that's a felony.
So all right, we'll say they go down the block and they sell some drugs. You still have the authority over them?
Yeah. If I
Okay.
see them, do it, I have to see them. I can't have nobody come back and tell me. I have
Right.
to actually see them do it.
Amazing. I'm just trying to figure it out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what's the
Yeah.
authority there. So, okay, so if you see something going on, if you are eyewitness to it, then you have, regardless of where you at, if it's in your surroundings, you have the authority. Then, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I'm on duty. If I'm off duty and I'm just standing outside and I see somebody do something, I have no authority. I have to be on duty.
Hold on. So, all right, and then the question has to be, what's on duty? Because if say you're
When I'm
hold on, real
when
quick.
I'm working.
But if you're not say you're not a police officer, but you're working for this venue, we got a party going on. It's the club. You and your people, y'all security. I think y'all secure a lot of things, respectfully. So if you see it in that capacity, are you able to say, "Hey, this is what happened, and this is why we arrested them"?
Yeah, because I'm working.
Okay, okay,
Yeah, I'm working. Like I said, when I was a police officer, it didn't matter. I'm a police officer 24/7. But when I retired from the police department and I became a special police officer, if you hire my company and I'm one of the officers that's working, if I'm working, I'm I'm a special police officer for that establishment. If
mm,
I see whatever goes on, I have the authority as a regular police officer to uphold. Now, what would happen if, say, if I'm standing right there, I'm working, and I see something go down and I don't do anything, I can get locked up for not holding up my police duties.
amazing. Hold on. Wait a minute. You can They can lock you up for not doing something.
Yeah, yeah. Just like a regular police officer. If a regular police officer sees somebody break into a store and that police officer sees you and he keeps riding down the street and somebody else see him ride past the street, take down his car number and say, hey, he just eyewitnessed this man breaking into the store and didn't do nothing, kept riding. He going to jail for not holding up his police duties. The same thing happens to me. We're sworn under the same commission. Even though I'm not part of the police force anymore, I'm still under the same commission as a special police officer because I got sworn in under the same commissioner.
Now I'm gonna just be honest with you, Free. Um, I'm glad that we having this conversation because, and you know and you know you my brother. You know I love you. I don't fuck with the police like that. Me personally. But at the same time, I want them to do their damn job. And if I'm out of order, call me out of order, right? I didn't know, and so let me ask this. After you, and first off, how many years were you a police officer?
15.
Okay, so you were a 15-year. What was the highest rank that you made as far as police officers go? What was the highest rank that you made it to?
Lieutenant?
Okay, so you had individuals under you
Yeah.
when motherfuckers. Hey, I'm gonna just be honest with you. I keep telling you I don't know shit about the damn police, but I do know. Hey, man, bring your captain here. Bring somebody. Hey, your supervisor. Bring somebody. Would you be that individual who pull up when individual asks for the captain, supervisor, whatever that people ask for? Would you be one of those people who pull up?
Sometimes. Most of the times when they ask for the supervisor, it's usually the sergeant pulling up.
Okay.
Very seldom do I have to pull up. If I have to pull up, it's because it's something serious.
Hey, look, hold on. Hey, free said if I pull up, we already out of order. We already out of order.
If I gotta pull up, it's something serious. But
We
most of
out
the
of
time, it's the sergeant is going to pull up. When they ask for, let me speak to your supervisor. Most of the time, it's going to be the sergeant that's going to pull up.
Okay. And the sergeant is under he's under your command, correct?
Yep.
All right. So is it true? And I just got to ask the question: is it true that if you ask for a police officer badge number, they're obligated to give that to you? Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it true that if a police officer, if you're not doing, if they can't tell you you're doing anything wrong, they say you're suspicious. Can you ask me
No.
for identification if I'm looking suspicious?
No. No. They have to have probable cause.
Okay. I appreciate it because I try my best to live my life.
Now,
But
what I will tell you,
go ahead.
if they doing like let's say they doing these neighborhood drink and driving stops.
Right.
Like they have everybody that drive through, they stop in each car and testing out, making sure your license is straight, make sure your registration is straight. That is different because they doing that to everybody. That's not a specific person that they picking out. They doing that to everybody. But if you just walking down the street and the police pull up on you and say, "Hey, I need to see your ID," you can keep walking. You ain't got to show them no ID.
Okay. All right. I appreciate it. Hey, I need all the facts I can get out here because I don't want no smoke. I don't want
Now,
no smoke.
what I will tell you though, every state is different. What goes on in my state might not go on in Georgia. Every state is different.
I understand it. All I ever say is I don't want no smoke whatsoever. And so, matter of fact, when the officers come around me, I want to say hello, have a good day, appreciate your service. You know what I'm saying? That's how I rock. I don't want no smoke. So I ain't trying to be aggressive towards you, nothing like it. But I want to move forward. Because we got a lot of things. Man, dang, what time is it? Shit, we damn near an hour and 30 minutes in, and we ain't even got to boxing yet. We're gonna get to boxing in a second. We're gonna get to it. As far as the police service and some of the things we're seeing now, right? We see people, and me personally, I'm an individual who I think we need police. I love the police. I rock with the police. And matter of fact, when my son had the opportunity, I'd be like, hey, go say what's up to him. You know what I'm saying? And the police always show him love. Why? Because I think we have to build that relationship. What's your thought process on the relationship building between the police and the black community specifically? What's your opinion on that relationship?
It all depends. It depends on the officer, and it depends on the individual. Because some officers and some individuals get along with police officers. They have no problems with it. And then that same officer can go around the block and have the biggest headache of the day. So it all depends on the individual, and it depends on the officer. Now you got some people that just don't like police at all, and for whatever reason they might have had a bad experience, or something might have happened in their past, or whatever have you, or they might just trying to be down with the whole YN. They don't care about police or whatever have you. They want to be down or whatever, so they don't like police. It's a bad situation, because if these individuals are supposed to be out here to make sure everybody stays safe, there should be no reason why you can't get along with them and they can't get along with you. Because
Absolutely.
at some point, you're going to need them, and at some point, they're going to need you. And the reason why I said they need you is if something happened in that neighborhood, they're going to need some witnesses. They're going to want somebody to tell them what happened, because they wasn't there to see what happened. So they need the individuals to be able to tell them what happened. And the same way, if something happens to you, the first thing you're going to do is call the police. Whether somebody broke into your house, broke into your car, punched you in the face, you're going to call the police.
Security.
Most of the time, you're going to call the police. Right.
Well,
Most of the time, you're going to call the police.
Hey,
Now, you can say, I ain't calling the police, this and that. Trust and believe. Somebody break into your daggone house, you going to call the police. You might say you ain't gonna call the police. Now, if somebody punch you in the face, you might not call the police off of that. You might say, "No, I'm gonna get my lick back. I ain't calling the police. I'm gonna get my lick back." But if somebody steal your car, you calling the police. Somebody stole your car.
D Free,
So,
I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. If it's me, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't want no smoke. And if a motherfucker come around here, now first off, hey, we live in the country, so the gun is gonna be, nigga. If a nigga come around here acting the fool, I'm calling the police. You damn right I am. You damn right I'm calling the police. You damn right I am. I don't want no smoke. I got children around this motherfucker, man. I don't want to have to take nobody's life. Get them out of here. Get them out of here.
I tell a person in the heartbeat, hey, whatever y'all gonna do it away from my house, because I'm gonna protect whatever is in my house. Whether it's my dog, it's my grandkids, it's my wife, it's my kids. I'm protecting everything. I literally have a firearm at every spot of my house, whether it's in my living room, my office, my bathroom, my bedroom, the hallway. There's a firearm in every spot of my house.
See?
If I need to get to it, I'm gonna get to it.
But get what? I don't even want to get to it. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke. Listen, I'm the individual. Hey, a motherfucker might end up shooting me while I'm trying to talk to their ass. That's me. But at the same time, man, I don't want no smoke, man. Go on about your business. And if you ain't gonna go about your business, I don't want to ever kill nobody. I don't want to ever have to put no hands on nobody. I try my best to be as reasonable as possible.
Oh, I'm not putting my hands on nobody.
But
I'm too old.
But you're not finna come at my family. Ain't none of that shit gonna happen either. So I never wanted to be a situation when it's me and you. Have you been in that situation where, man, I gotta shoot this motherfucker? And I don't know if you've ever had the opportunity. When I say opportunity, let me make sure I say this the right way. Been in that position where you had to shoot a motherfucker or pull your gun on the individual, anything like that. And then we got to get into your security service. But Have you ever been in that
Yeah,
situation where you had to
I
be
had
like, oh,
I
nigga,
had that
man, wait a minute, man. Go ahead.
I had that many times. I mean, I've shot a individual before, and I had to pull my weapon many times. Many times.
Hold
I
on,
mean,
hold on.
it's part of the job.
All right, let me rephrase the question. Let me rephrase it. First off, have you been shot at?
Oh yeah, I've been shot at. I've been shot,
Hold on,
but
you
just
got
not
you,
when I
did
was
you get hit?
not when I was in the not when I was serving as a law enforcement. I've been shot as a child. I
Oh
was
Lord,
probably was about 14, 15. I got shot in the leg.
damn.
I mean, luckily it was a small firearm. I think he had probably a 25 or something like that. It was something small because I was still able to run all the way home because it wasn't for me. It was a shootout at a house party, and so I was just trying to get the hell out of Dodge, and I got hit by a stray bullet. I got hit in the leg. I didn't know until I got home. Maybe because all of the adrenaline was pumping through me, and I was trying to get out of Dodge. But when I got home, my brother was like, "Man, your leg bleeding," and I looked down and saw the back of my sweatpants was bleeding, and I pulled my sweatpants up and saw that I had a bullet hole in the back of my leg.
So did the bullet go through, or did it stay in you? Like, how did it?
No, it stayed right there in the back of my thigh. It was in the back of my thigh. It
Hmm,
stayed right there. They was able to get it out. Like I said, it was something small. It wasn't nothing big. I think it was like a 22 or 25. I don't know what it was. I know it was something small because I kept running. I didn't fall or nothing. I kept running. I didn't even know I got hit.
nice, man. That's crazy work right there. That's crazy. So let me. I want to ask. Outside of that situation, have you ever had a individual shooting at you? First, have you been in the? And we gotta ask these questions, man. Have you been in a shootout? As a
Nah,
police officer, have you been in a just stand up shootout in this motherfucker?
nah, nah. I never been in a shootout.
Okay, good. We ain't mad. I ain't mad at that. So the second question is have you been in a situation where you had to shoot a motherfucker?
Yeah, I did.
All right, go ahead. Break that down for us if you don't mind.
It was a dope fiend on drugs, and he came out the house with a knife, and he was running towards us, and so soon we pulled up, and we was walking up to the door because we had got a call of a domestic dispute. As we was walking up, he came running out the front door in his boxers with a knife in his
hold on.
hand.
Hold on. You said he was in his boxes?
Yeah, he was in his boxes. He had a knife in his hand, and we pulled out. We said stop. He didn't stop, and so I shot him in the leg
So
because
go ahead.
a police officer intent is to shoot to stop, not shoot to kill. So
Hold
most of the
on.
time,
Real quick, free.
huh?
And I'm glad you said that because I didn't heard story. I didn't heard people say that you when you get trained, you train for center mass. You know what I'm saying? The chest area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, and you're saying so. Break down that training. Are you like you? Are you taught to
no,
shoot
I
at?
mean
Go
no.
ahead.
You taught to shoot center mass. You taught to shoot center mass, but as a police officer, when you're center mass is when you
You're
have
trying to
no
take
other
somebody out.
alternative.
You're trying to take
Yeah,
somebody out.
you have no other alternative.
Right.
So they want you to be able to shoot center mass. But for law enforcement are taught to shoot to stop, not shoot to kill. Military is taught to shoot to
Shoot to
kill
kill.
because we're not trying to stop the enemy. We're trying to kill the enemy. So there's two different things. But yeah, like law enforcement is they're told to aim for the shoulder, aim for the leg, and leg, shoulder, and there's another spot I'm trying to remember. Leg, shoulder. Oh, the abdomen. That's where you're
The
you're taught
stomach,
to
the
shoot at.
stomach.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
Don't.
you want to try to avoid vital organs.
Right.
So the shoulder, you hit him in the shoulder, you're just gonna disarm that arm. The leg, you're gonna take a person down. The stomach, you're gonna take a person down. But if you aim in the chest, you or the head area, you're trying to kill a person.
All right. So I want to ask this question for you. With you being an officer, man, and it ain't got to be nothing where you would a shootout, nothing like that. But give me some fun stories. What's your most memorable stories about being an officer outside of the ones we've talked about already? Some of the things that you may have an individual who they may be out of order, but they ain't crazy or I don't know. I really don't know how it happened. What's some of the stories that you have as far as being an officer go?
Um, well, I had a couple of incidents down at Georgia Avenue. Um, I was
Hold on,
working
where's
at
Georgia
Georgia
Avenue at? Is that in?
Over there by Howard University. Not
Okay, okay.
Georgia Avenue.
Go ahead.
Georgia Avenue goes from Silver Springs, Maryland, all the way through Washington D.C. But I was over by Howard University. I was working at a store. I was working at a store. This was a twilight. I was just doing some extra money, and I was working at a store, and these females came in, and you could tell they had just came from a nightclub or they was about to go to a nightclub because the clothes that they had on, it was real skimpy.
Oh, they were.
And
Hey, they look decent now. Tell me the truth.
yeah,
Free, they look decent. They look decent. Free. They look decent.
and they was a little intoxicated, so you could tell they was either going to a nightclub or they just came from a nightclub.
Just
And
call me
so
next time. Call me next time. I come clean. I
so
come clean and see what you know.
they were like, "Hey, what's going on, officer?" I was like, "Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all all right?" They were like, "Yeah, everything's fine now that you're here." And so they was flirting or whatever. I'm just sitting there laughing or whatever. And then before they left, they were like, "Can you take a picture?" I was like, "Sure, I'll take a picture, y'all." So they gave me the camera, and I'm taking a picture. It was like their phone. So I'm taking a picture. So one of the girls had bent over to take a picture. All her chest came out. And I'm like, "Oh, shorty, you might want to pull that up. I don't know if you want that in the picture." And she looked up, she was like, "Oh, excuse me." She turned around, so the girl was like, "Oh, I'm quite sure he's seen plenty of those." So I'm sitting there smiling, whatever. I'm laughing at him. I'm like, "You all right?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm all right." So I took the picture, and so she gave me the camera back. She was like, "So how was it?" I was like, "How was what?" She was like, "Are they nice or are they bad?" I was like, "Oh no, you straight, shorty, you straight." So they walked up. She was like, "Girl, come on, you got a husband at home." She's like, "But he fine though, he fine." I'm sitting there dying laughing. I'm like, "Hey, this joint is crazy out here." But that you get stuff like that happen all the time. Like females that try to flirt with police officers, especially when they get pulled over. They try to flirt. I had females try to flirt with me when they get pulled over and things like that. But it's just things that happens.
That's crazy work, man. And I mean, we know it happened, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. I want to move into the YouTube space now. You know what I'm saying? You're known, and I always tell you, and you know you my brother. You know I love you. I always tell
Hmm.
you, you can't. I cook you on any debate. That's what I will always tell you. But you are known as the master debater, right? Break it down. You went through, and me and you were both. I lost. I got my ass whooped by a nigga that I should have never got whooped by. Me personally, in my personal opinion, what's the nigga name? Truth. He alive, but he called himself Truth. Shout out to him. Uh, I got whooped in that debate series. You did your thing. You didn't win it all, but you became the master debater. Break it down, man. When it comes to boxing debates, what's your mindset and how do you come at those debates? And me and you know me and you done argue many a time. So What's your thought process as far as how you became the master debater, man?
I look at the situation of each individual that I'm talking about or that somebody else is debating for, and I try to find a way to make an individual start talking about their feelings instead of talking about what the
The
facts are.
facts are.
If I could get you to start talking about your feelings, you're done. You're done.
It's
Now,
easy.
if I can't get you to get on there, then we gotta start putting scenarios together, and I gotta give my best spiel and against your best spiel and things like that. But if I get you to start talking about how you feel about a situation, you're done. You're done.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I lost when I lost to shout out to my brother Truth. When I lost to him, one of the worst things that ever happened in my life, because I was like, man, ain't no way I'm supposed to lose this nigga right here. But I went into the wrong situation 2 times back to back. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not mad at it. That's on me. Breaking down the different and like I said, me and you, we done had so many conversations. Breaking down the different perspectives of individuals and chat real quick. I got you, Free. Chat, we gonna drop the link. Well, if Free want to drop the link, we'll drop the link in a second. But man, y'all out of order, man. Fuck the link. Why everybody want the link when we cooking? Everybody want the link. I'm letting my brother Free rock right now. You know what I'm saying? I might be out of order, but at least I can be out of order and still be somewhat in order. Y'all niggas gonna be out of order anyway. Drop the link, man. Fuck the link. It ain't no link right now. I just gotta say that. I'm just saying. I say that respectfully. And these are people I love. I got respect for. But Free, go ahead. As far as the whole debate series goes, and with you becoming the master debater that you are now, you know what I'm saying? Now, one of the reasons I got respect for you because I think I'll cook you on certain topics. You know, hey, I'm gonna stand on mine. You know how I am. I'm gonna stand on mine. But at the same time, I think any time that I can have a debate with you, shit, we both gonna learn a little bit in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the debater that you are. Man, break it down, man. Break all that down. And
I mean, it's me to me. It's about having an educational conversation because you're going to give your perspective on the way you see things. I'm gonna give my perspective on the way I see things, and it should be in all fun. A lot of times, guys get too caught up in their feelings because whether they like this fighter too much or whatever have you, they get caught up in their feelings and it goes left. Me, like I tell everybody all the time, I don't have a favorite fighter. So it doesn't bother me not one bit how you feel about another fighter or whatever, whoever I'm debating for. It doesn't matter to me because I don't have a favorite fighter. So you can call them whatever you want to call them. That doesn't bother me. I'm gonna stay on a question and I'm gonna stay on topic. So you can go left all you want. You're just making it easier work for me. So, but at the same time, with the whole debate series, it was fun. You got to see how much people actually know and how much people was just going off of what they heard somebody else say, because you can see when somebody is debating something that they heard somebody else say and based off of what they actually know. Because if you don't really know that, it ain't but so much you can go into because you only going by what you heard. But when you actually study these fighters and you watch how they work in the ring and you watch how things play out behind the scenes from what we gather as far as reports and things like that, when you actually study that, you can go way more in depth far as your debate than other people can because they only going by what they heard somebody else say. So it was always fun to see that and it's still fun now when I have little small debates here and there with guys, and I be like, you don't really know what you're talking about, because this is what happened, and then this is what happened, this is why I feel the way I feel. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know that all that went down. Yeah, you got to read up on it. So it's always fun to see what people know.
I always think you're a studied individual. I gotta ask this question. I think this is the first time I've ever asked this question on this type of show. What's my debate style? Where am I at as far as debating goes? Break it down for me, and how can I get better? Talk to me, Free.
Your debating style, you go off of the facts, but you don't give any illustration based off the facts. Like, you're just go, well, this is what happened, this happened. But you got to give some examples going into what those facts are. So, like, what I would say, well, I believe this person is ducking because of this situation, and this happened. But in the same time, he was doing this, and we had the same situation happen over here, but he still made the fight happen. So with that, you do it sometimes, but you don't do it enough to where people say, oh, you know what? I see what Dub is talking about. Now, we can understand as far as the facts, because the facts are the facts. You can't go against that. But when you don't give enough examples to dig deeper into what you're talking about. You're just basically go off of what you know, all of the things that you looked up and the facts on the situation. But you won't give any example of why it should have went this way. What was the reason why it didn't go this way? That's what I see from you out of the debates that I saw you do. You didn't give enough demonstration of why things went the opposite way, rather going the way it should have went.
Hey, who am I to go against what you're saying? I ain't got no problem with it. Me personally, I want to ask this, and we got to move forward in the conversation. We got niggas trying to pull up on you. They already asking for the link, trying to pull up. We not.
Everybody want to talk to the champ. Everybody want to talk to the champ.
This is well. Hey, real quick, Free. I still got other questions, so we can't drop the link yet. But do you mind dropping the link? Do you want to drop the link? It's up to you. However you want to play that. But
I mean, you can get your questions off whenever you finish with your question. If you want to drop the link, you can.
All right, cool. So I want to go into this piece right here. We done been having conversations about racism in boxing, right?
Uh-huh.
And I don't even want to just talk racism in boxing. I want to talk racism in general. You from the old days. You a tad bit older than me, but I grew up with old individuals. You know what I'm saying? I came up in the country with old folks. I always say I got an old soul because I came up with old people. What we're seeing today, as far as racism goes, Teofimo Lopez comes out. He calls Terrence Crawford. He called him the N-word, hard ER on that. I call you a nigga all the time. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I think you. If I say you my nigga, I think there's an understanding there. I think there's understanding.
Right.
How much does understanding go into the terminology being used? How do you look at that?
For some people, it doesn't make a difference whether they understand or not. They don't want to hear the word. For other people, understanding is everything, because if they feel like you're being disrespectful, they're going to treat it as that. If they feel like you're not being disrespectful, they're going to treat it as that. So understanding is everything, because if you understand that I'm calling you that because me and you are cool, you're not going to take it as disrespect. But if you don't understand what I'm saying, you're going to take it as disrespect. Like if a white dude or any other race dude call me that and he doesn't know me, I'm going to take it as disrespect because I don't understand him. I don't know him. I don't understand him. So I'm going to take it as disrespect. But if I know you, I understand what you're talking about because I know you.
I just feel like I can know you. And it really comes down to, even in that situation, we watched, and only speaking on the T.O. situation, I want to get to another situation that this kind of goes into. But even just in the T.O. situation, Bud pulled up on him and was like, hey, you ain't mean none of this. Nah, this is promotion. But then you come back and do it again.
Yeah.
Is it, you not fighting Bud? You know what I'm saying? I don't know who T.O. fighting next, me personally. He talking about he want to fight Boots. I hope he do. I want to see him. I want to see him fight Boots so Boots can put hands on his ass, me personally. But nah, you're not saying you're not doing that for promotion. At what point in time do we? Hold on. At what point in time do we sit here and say, bro, like, man, we got to stop with the bullshit?
I mean, at that point when Bud pulled up on him and he said, "Oh, I was just doing it for promotion," at that point, he knew he said something wrong. Because if he wouldn't have known that it was wrong, he wouldn't have said I was just doing it for promotion. He'd have been like, "What are you talking about? I ain't say nothing disrespectful. What are you talking about?" He automatically knew what Bud was talking about, and he said, "I was doing it for promotion." So he knew he was doing something wrong. At that point right there, can't nobody defend what he said because he knew that he was wrong.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They
Because
say
if I say something to you and you take it the wrong way, I'm like, "What are you talking about, dog? I didn't mean it like that. What are you talking about? I ain't say nothing that you should take it disrespectful." If I said something and I knew I was wrong, I'm like, "Oh, nah, see, what I meant was this, that. I only did it because of this, and that. I knew I said something wrong. That's why you coming at me." But if I knew I didn't say nothing wrong, I'm not going to sit there and say, "Oh, I only said it because it was for promotion." No, I'm like, what? I ain't say nothing that I don't always say. I done talked to you plenty of times. Me and you done talked plenty of times. I called you nigga plenty of times. Why all of a sudden you changing up now? That's what I would have said. I talked to you plenty of times. I called you nigga before.
Free. I want to. So utilizing that terminology, right? And I think me and you, we have an understanding of how things can be said. Whatever, you know. If people disagree, they disagree. That's fine. That's fine. My thing is this right here, and I want to move this to the bigger point because with T.O. saying what he said, with Ryan Garcia being racist like a motherfucker, I want to play this clip for you, and you know I love politics, right? You know I love politics. Marky Dan, real quick, shout out to my brother Marky. Marky sent me some of the most racist shit that I've ever seen. I'm like, hold on. I done became a monkey and a banana in this motherfucker. Shout out to my brother Marky. And that's still my brother. I'm just calling a spade, and he may disagree with it. I ain't got no problem with it. I want to play this clip for you, Free, and let me make sure I do things the right way so we don't get banned or, you know how YouTube is. They be there and put you in all type of shit. So, all right. I want to play this clip right here. Let me go do that right there. Bam. I'm gonna feature myself up here. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna feature your ass up here. And let's do this. Boom. Hold on. Bam. We got my brother Free in here. All right, Free, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let me know if you can hear what I'm playing right now.
For years, it's been systematic.
Yep.
Can you hear? All right, cool. Listen to what this individual says. This is incredible in my personal opinion. Here we go right here.
Racism.
And this is a white lady I ain't gonna lie to you. She fine. I'll put the beats on her like Drake. I would, but yeah, I wouldn't after what she says here. I want you to hear this and then let's talk about it.
As much as Black people and people of color want to talk about systematic racism in the United States, it's quite the opposite. They get preferential treatment when it comes to getting a job, when it comes to getting into colleges. White people, on the other hand, have been getting attacked relentlessly. Look at 2016 and BLM and all the riots. We just had to sit back and watch people burn down our cities and do nothing about it. So the way to fight back against essentially this anti-white hatred that's been systemically, ingrained in U.S. society is with white unity. We don't see white unity on.
Hang on. Okay.
Now, first things first, and Piers Morgan, he jumps in. I want you to hear what he says here, but this is some of the craziest shit I done heard.
Yeah.
We talking about the minority, right? Black people are the minority in this country. And I love white people. I love everybody, me personally. I love everybody. But I just want y'all to continue to listen to what's going on right here. Just listen to this.
Okay, but hang on. Sorry, just to be clear, this has got nothing to do with anything you've just said. This is a disgusting, racist woman.
And they're talking about the racist woman who was calling a 5-year-old the N-word, right? This is what they're talking about. We got to put this out here for you. I apologize, but we got to put this out here.
Who repeatedly spews the M-word, first at a young child, and then at the person taking the video of her, does it with complete impunity, does it numerous times. We are talking about a bona fide, unquestionable racist. And so I don't understand why what you've just said to me bears any relation to white unity or anything you've just said. She's just a racist. End, isn't she? You wouldn't dispute that.
It's not about her. It's not about her. It's about.
So even though she didn't call a child the N-word, now it's not about her. That's according to this white lady. Respectfully, here we go.
Well, it's about her
coming together and supporting another white person, and it doesn't matter.
Why would you want to support a white racist?
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in the country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. She is. I mean, would you use the N-word out of interest?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, she said yes.
Would you use the N-word out of interest? She said, "Hold on, let's keep listening."
You would.
I do, quite frankly.
You use the M-word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist.
I would do it, and I do it quite recent. What are we doing? What are we doing right now? Free, make sense of this for me, please. Please make sense of this, Free.
I mean, this is the problem when you let people get by using the word. When you give people passes, you have an outbreak of people feeling it's comfortable to do it. Do y'all understand? They literally wanted to they literally pushed Dan Snyder out of football because his team was called the Washington Redskins. Even though they was called the Washington Redskins before he bought the team, they've been the Washington Redskins for over 80 years. They was called the Boston Redskins before they even came to Washington. All of a sudden, Dan Snyder got pushed out of the NFL because of the name, and they wanted to get rid. They just try to find a reason to get rid of him, and so they used that. Now you saying it's okay for her to use the N-word, and it's not offensive, but it was offensive to say the Washington Redskins, even though it was the Washington Redskins for over 80 years. But it wasn't offensive those other 80 years before they made it a big thing.
Real quick, Free. Real quick. I done heard multiple individuals that's from the Indian tribe say that we didn't take offense to this.
Right.
We took. Matter of fact, we appreciated it. It was them showing us love, according to them.
But y'all said it was offensive to use that word, but for these people to say the N word is not offensive.
Hold on.
Basically, what they're saying is they pretty much trying to put blacks back to when the 50s and the 60s when they didn't have rights. You didn't have the right to be mad.
I want to finish. I want to finish this because what was said right there was, my God. But I want to finish it. Here we go.
Are you?
Some would say
Other than the, I mean, would you? That's fine. You can support free speech, but you.
Because I want to support free speech, and you cannot have free speech in a country.
No, that's fine. You can support free speech, but you also have to be accountable for what you say. She is. I mean, would you use the N word out of interest?
Yes.
You would.
I do quite frequently.
You use the N word quite frequently. Well, why? Other than the fact you're a despicable racist, are you?
Some would say I am. I guess according to the ADL, I'm a white supremacist. I'm a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, well, if you use the N word repeatedly, you are a racist, and are you? Are you?
Sure, I'll embrace that. If that means forwarding, helping white people achieve freedom of speech, real freedom of speech, which, by the way, Shiloh Hendricks is being attacked on all fronts. They're trying to bring legal charges against her. They're trying to get her children taken away. So you were saying Carmelo Anthony, it doesn't matter. That's a different.
Sorry, but just to be
thing.
clear, you just said to me you use the N word regularly. In what context? Do you use it with black people?
Yes, if it's appropriate.
This is ridiculous. This is out of order. This is crazy. So we literally have people, and mind you, I'm not an individual who, I'm not here for all that. You know what I'm saying? For you know me. You know me better than most. Man, you done had conversations for a long time. I'm not here trying to but she literally just said, "Yep, I'm gonna use the word. Whether you think I'm racist, who cares? What?
Yeah.
And then we talking about a 5-year-old. We're talking about a 5-year-old black person that the whole conversation started from. A 5-year-old autistic individual.
So
and this is who that you're gonna support calling a Nick, man. Stop it. You out of order. This is ridiculous. Hold on. I'm sorry for you. And call me out of order. I apologize to you. This your show. Matter of fact, let me shut the fuck up. My apologies. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the way they going, they wanna take it back to the old days. Then we need to go back to the old days when we could just start smacking the hell out of people for offending us. When niggas wasn't worried about getting the police called on.
Let me put my let me put my hands on people if that's what we're gonna be doing.
Right. I mean, because you like I said, words don't really bother me. But if I know you trying to be malicious with it, I'm gonna smack you in your daggone mouth. I'm gonna let you know I'm being malicious with my act. You might be trying to sneak and be malicious. I'm gonna come out straight out and let you know I'm being malicious, and I'm gonna smack you right in your mouth. I mean, that's how I was raised.
It's just some of the worst shit that. And for you know me, you know I love this country. Hey, I want us to do well. Hell, the better the country do, the better opportunities that me and mine got. But to have shit like this being said,
you saw that video of the old white lady and the black lady in the store, and the black lady had called her the N-word, and the black lady smacked the hell out of the white lady, and she said, "Say it again, I dare you to say it again." She smacked the dog shit out of that white lady.
I seen that video. Nigga, hey, nigga standing on the, but then, man, we got to start standing on something. We got these type of people out here.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never think, and shout out to BVL, my brother Sombrero. Shout out to Sombrero, but I ain't never think we would be having these type of conversations. And he say it all the time. BVL, shout out to him. He say it all the time. I never thought we would be having these type of conversations. I gotta ask you, Free. We got Teofimo Lopez, and now we get into boxing. We get into boxing now. Teofimo Lopez acting a motherfucking fool out here, using racial epithets and all those type of things, not giving a damn. I don't think nothing gonna happen to Tio. Me personally, I don't think they'll do anything to him. Whether it's the WBA, WBO, IBF, WBC, Top Rank, I don't think shit happens to him. What's your opinion on Teofimo Lopez at this current moment in time?
I told you what I said when we was on BBO earlier. I think because the sanctioning bodies ain't gonna do nothing because of the better business. They think it's better for T.O. to have the belt. Well, the only way it's better for T.O. to have the belt is if people buying their fights and watching his fights. Well, if we stop buying his fights and stop watching it, they're gonna be like, man, we gotta get rid of this belt from him because they ain't coming to watch him. We ain't making no money off of him because they can't make no money if he ain't making no money. That's the only way they get money is by T.O. getting money. So if we stop T.O. from getting money, then they'll stop getting money. But I mean, at some point, we gotta come together. We have the platform. We have the audience that watches our shows and whatever have you. If we are so outraged on it, what we need to be saying on our channels is saying we're not watching his channel and watching his fights anymore. We're not going to him and we're not watching them on TV. And if enough of us do that, then things will change. But until we get everybody to be on one accord, nothing is going to change.
Well, we gonna and BVO started this, so please don't. I will never champion and say that I was the first, but BVO started this. I'm done. I ain't covering. I'm on BVO now. I agree with everything he said. We covered the fights. 2 weeks ago? We covered them. We ain't covering none of that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to K Savoy real quick. K Savoy said, "Hey, I'm white, and all I hang with is with black boxing channels." That's a fact. Shout out to my brother K Savoy and the nigga from Georgia. Respectfully. And for 3 years now, and no one has ever heard me say the word. It's a respect thing. Absolutely. And you know what? I don't know if I think this is the first time I've ever said it, Free. I think it's the first time. So, man, fuck covering that shit, man. These motherfuckers, man. I'm not covering them no more. I'm not doing it either. And like you just said, we need to put it out there. Hey, let's shut this shit down. Let's really shut it down. Boxing live on YouTube. That's a fact.
I mean, everybody said that they outraged about it. If you really outraged about it, then y'all need to be saying we're not covering him no more. We're not covering Ryan. We're not covering Theo. And your supporters should be following behind you. They're supporters of you. They should be following behind you.
Hey, I own. Don't nobody gotta follow me. I ain't looking for followers and shit. Me personally.
I ain't saying they got to. I'm just saying.
I'm just telling you.
They support you. They support you.
Well, hey, fuck that, man. We not covering none of that shit no more. And I kind of feel some type of way about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel some type of way. Before we drop the link, we're gonna and Free people got questions for you. Now I gotta say this. I always gotta say this. If y'all come up here, if y'all the order, expect to be thrown in the background, and we're not gonna have no nonsense. The brother Freedom gave us his time. You know what I'm saying? We had 2 hours and 15 minutes right now. The brother then gave us his time. So if you come up here and you out of order, expect to be thrown in the background. They ain't gonna bring your ass back up. Be in order. That's all we ask for. Free, would you disagree?
Nah, this your channel. You do what you feel fit.
Nah, hey, well, man, this your show. This your show tonight. So
You know what we had happen on here a couple of weeks ago. So, like I said, this your channel. You do what you see fit.
Let's see how it happened. Let's see how it happened, man. We gonna drop the link. Before we drop the link, I got a couple fights I gotta ask you about before we drop the link. Canelo versus Bud. Who you got?
I still got Canelo until I see something different. I got Canelo. I mean, Bud is moving up 3 weight classes. And now I will be rooting for Bud. I will be rooting for Bud because I think Canelo ducked David Benavidez, and I don't like what Canelo's doing. So this probably one of the very few times that I will be rooting for Bud. Actually, this is the only time that I will be rooting for Bud. I have never rooted for Bud. I watched the fights, but I didn't root for him. This is the only time that I will be rooting for Bud to win this fight. But I got Canelo winning it because I just find it very hard for a guy to move up 3 weight classes and then fight the best guy at the weight class and come out on top. I give him the same chance I gave Rolly. Maybe he'd go out there and do what Rolly did.
Hey, we was wrong about Rolly too. We was wrong. Wrong.
Yeah. But I give him the same chance I give Rolly. He's going to have to knock Canelo out. Something that nobody's ever done. He's going to have to knock Canelo out because I find it hard for Bud to be able to win on the scorecards. Now, if he go out there and do it, I'd be happy because I would love to see Canelo pick another bad cherry.
All right. Jihad Tucker versus Truck Simpson. Who you got?
That's a 50-50 fight, dog. I can't even call that. I'ma say Jihad Tucker, but I wouldn't be surprised if Truck. And the only reason I'm gonna say Jihad Tucker is because I watch more of Jihad Tucker fights. But Truck Simpson ain't nobody that you could overlook. I think that's gonna be a hell of a fight. And that's a 50-50 fight. It can go either way.
All right, I ain't mad at it. Rick, you in the building, Rick? You in the building? Let me see. When it come down, and we're hearing now. First off, have you ever seen Jen Sasaki fight?
I seen him fight a couple of times. I went back and watched a couple of fights. Once I heard Brian Norman was going to fight him, I went and watched a couple of his fights.
Who win that fight?
If Brian Norman is on his A game, Brian Norman stops him easy. Brian Norman stops him. Brian Norman, the only thing I will say is Brian Norman has some holes in his defense. He can get hit with a couple of shots, but I don't think that Sasaki is punching that powerful that it would give Brian Norman problems. I think Brian Norman pretty much will walk through Sasaki.
Respectfully, I think we're hearing that Boots. Not Boots. What's the brother name, man? I can't think. Barrios. Excuse me. Barrios is going to be fighting an old ass Manny Pacquiao. Who wins that fight? And first off, hold on. First off, do you want to see the fight? I don't think you do. But
no.
Who wins that fight after you?
No, I don't care to see that fight. I will be watching that card because you got the rematch of Sebastian versus Tim Tszyu. So I will be watching that card, but I don't care to see that fight. If it's a pay-per-view fight, I ain't paying for that shit. But I got Mario.
I buy fights on a regular basis. I ain't paying for that shit to save my life.
I got Mario Barrio beating the brakes off of Manny Pacquiao. I know Manny Pacquiao is a legend. I know Manny Pacquiao in his heyday, he will beat the dog shit out of Mario Barrio, but this ain't the heyday. And this man Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. I just seen Manny Pacquiao in his exhibition fight, and Manny Pacquiao looked like he was getting hands and feet put on him. And I think Mario Barrio going. I saw what I know this ain't the triangle theory. We can't use that. But I saw what Ugas did to Manny, and I saw what Mario Barrio did to Ugas.
I
Dog,
ain't mad at it.
Manny gonna get beat up, dog. Manny gonna get beat up.
I got all right. I gotta ask this. Now. The rematch, the rubber match. Baturbiev versus I call him Baturbiev. Y'all call him Beterbiev. Who cares? Bivol Baturbiev, the rubber match. Who wins that fight?
It all depends on who Turkey got the yellow envelope for.
Oh Lord, see, D Free, you done been around me too long. Hey, them envelopes being passed out, ain't they? They being passed.
It all depends on who he got the envelope for.
Amen. Let me see. Anything else? I gotta ask this question. I gotta ask this one. So we have now Tank Davis supposedly, and we haven't seen it being confirmed yet. But Tank Davis versus the rematch. Who you got in the rematch?
I got Tank Davis.
Okay.
I got Tank. I just think I think Lamont Roach is like he's celebrating too much for a draw.
Oh.
I understand he felt like he won that fight, but it still went down as a draw. You're celebrating a little bit too much for a draw. It's almost like Andy Louise when he beat AJ. He went out celebrating, knowing he got a rematch, and he came back and he couldn't do nothing in the rematch. And that's how I feel about this whole situation. I think he's celebrating a little bit too much. You should be more focused on trying to get the actual win this time, and then celebrate. After you beat him, then you can go around celebrate. But right now, you celebrating for a draw. It's like, okay, I did good enough to tie him, but hey, if he beat me in the next fight, oh well.
Shout out to my sister Ty, man. Shout out to my sister Ty. I gotta ask this question right here. I gotta ask. So, and we what we have coming supposedly coming forward. Would you rather see Ryan Garcia against Devin, or would you rather see Rolly against Devin? What would be the best fight in that situation?
I'd rather see Rolly against Devin because I don't want Ryan.
You said oh. You said who? You said Rolly?
I'd rather see Rolly because I'm not watching nothing that Ryan does. And if Ryan is fighting Devin, that means I can't watch Devin. So I'd rather see Devin versus Rolly.
Fuck Ryan Garcia. Fuck that motherfucker, man. Fuck him. I ain't mad at that.
I'd rather see Rolly. I mean, Rolly got the belt. Let Devin go get the belt from Rolly, and then hey, maybe Devin fight Jerron Bucenas or Brian Norman or Mario Barrio or somebody.
I know you from DC. Man, who's the best in your opinion? Who has the best chance to beat Jerron Bucenas in your opinion?
At 147 or 54 or period?
Period. Ooh.
Who has the best chance to beat Jerron Bucenas?
All right, hold on. I don't want to put you on. I don't want to do it that way. Let me. I'm gonna rephrase it. I'm gonna rephrase the question. Okay. We'll start at individuals coming up and individuals in the weight class. So, do you think that Mario Barrios has a chance against Boots?
No.
Does my brother Brian Norman Jr. does he have a chance against Boots?
He has a chance, yeah.
Okay, he got a chance. Do you think that Devin Haney has a chance against Boots?
Based off of what I saw, no.
Does Teofimo Lopez have a chance against Boots?
Absolutely not.
Let me see. Anybody else there that I could think of? I think we're good at that division. Moving up to 54. Marchesalia, and y'all know I got a slow tongue. So who knows what I might say in some shit, respectfully. Marchesalia, Does he have a chance against Boots? That's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah, he does, because I think he has power. I think if he hit Boots with something, I think he'll make Boots think about what he want to do next. So yeah, I think he does have a chance. I think he got enough power to back Boots up.
Let me. We gotta go to Tim Zoo. Does he beat Boots?
No.
What Fundora? Does Fundora beat Boots?
No.
Does we talked about let me see who else we got. Who else we got up there? Does Jamel Charlo, does he beat Boots?
I gotta see what Jamel look like.
Man,
he been out for 2 years. I don't know.
Who is first off, I think Jamel is coming back, correct?
Yeah, Jamel's supposed to be coming back.
Who he fighting?
The rumor is he's supposed to be fighting Jesus Ramos.
Who you got in that fight?
It's a 50-50 fight because I
got Ramos. I'm taking Ramos.
I mean, it's a 50-50 fight. I'm not really ready to pick yet until we get closer to that fight and I can see some film on Jamel to see how he's looking, because it could be the old Jamel that we saw before he went up to fight Canelo. I'm kind of skeptical because it's been a while since he's been in the ring. So I got to see what he looked like. That's why I said right now it's 50-50 because I don't know what Jamel looks like right now.
All right, Free. Hey, Free, you know you my brother, right? I'm going ahead. I'm preparing you for this now. We finna have a nigga come up here, get out of order, and I don't know what the. I'm trying my best, and if I gotta throw the motherfucker off, I'm gonna throw a motherfucker off. But I want to be in order. So, Ben Israel, be in order when you come up here. Be in order, because once you get out of order, I'm gonna kick your ass off the show. I'm just telling you the truth. We dropping this show, or we dropping the link, and we're gonna bring people up. But be in order, brother. Here we go. Ben, welcome to the show, my brother.
Shalom, Doug. What's good?
Shalom.
Shalom, D Free. What's good?
What's good?
You been up here capping all night long. You know, Doug got you in protective custody, but I'm gonna keep it mutual and respectful, because I think you're lying. I don't give a fuck about all this 12 shit you've been talking all night long, because I think you're lying. I think you've been a citizen cop.
All right, that's fine.
No.
We're gonna do things the right way. We're gonna do it the right way. If you're saying that the brother lying, bring out what he lying about.
See, there you go again. Is in protective custody.
And did what I told you from the beginning. I said this from the beginning.
I'm keeping it respectful. I ain't hollering. I'm not screaming.
But you're not gonna. Man,
I just said I'm ready to critique him. I ain't saying nothing about you being 6'5". The big. Yeah. I told him Brian Norman.
Brother,
I told him Brian Norman is a threat for Bosie's son, for motherfucking your boy Tia Hope Lopez. Him and his daddy. Fuck Teofimo Lopez. He just like Sunnyside Rick and motherfucking D Free. 2 bitches, twins. Yeah. Faggot ass motherfuckers. But scared of.
Man, we can't do that. Man. You done call niggas faggot. Man, you done went left with this shit, man. I tell you every time, this ain't a free smoke show. We don't do this shit around here. I've never done that. And I apologize to my brother Free. I
You
apologize.
ain't got to apologize for another man. Sometimes people got to learn to put the bottle down.
But I'm like, bro, we ain't gotta do all of that, man. Just, if you got boxing takes, those type of things, bring that out. Don't do all that other shit, man. Ain't nobody trying to sit here and listen to it, man. I ain't. Matter of fact, hey, free. We'll just keep going.
We can keep going. It don't matter to me.
No. God damn, man, and that's my problem with this shit. I gotta stop dropping the link, man. I gotta stop dropping the link. Motherfucker just come up here and act the fool. Act the motherfucking fool. And I love being. I talk free. You know, I talk to you behind the scenes. I talk to Ben Israel behind the scenes. A good brother. He a good brother. We got my brother in the building, man. Rick Timms is in the building, and I already know Rick gonna tell me, Dub. You gotta stop being friends with these niggas. You gotta stop. I already know it. Rick gonna tell me. I already know. Hey, I gotta tell. I'm gonna tell him. And Rick is that's my big homie. Rick will tell you the truth. Rick, you the big homie, are you not?
Hey, dog. Hey, this is what I came up here to say. Rightside. It must be mandatory for other grown ass men that got smoke that want to come up here and hit links. If you got smoke with somebody, especially on the panel, it is absolutely mandatory you turn on your camera. If you want to talk shit to me, I would not have a fucking icon talking shit to me. So if Ben want to get up here and want this smoke, turn on your camera, bitch. If you can't turn on your camera, stay your bitch ass in the goddamn death zone.
Wait a minute. You ain't go.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Damn, hearing a motherfucker talk shit from behind, hiding their face. Show your face.
Hold on. You ain't finna sit here and call my brother. And Rick, you know I fuck with you. You know how I am. You know how I am. I fuck with Ben Israel. Man, I gotta bring my brother back up now. I gotta bring him up and let him
bring that bitch back up. Turn on your camera, Ben. Turn on your camera.
I'm not gonna let you listen. And Rick, you my brother.
Hey, Rightside is Rightside. This dude here, he cars shit everywhere he goes. All he do is cars shit.
I'm gonna let this homosexual talk.
Can you turn on your camera? If you can't turn on your camera, take him off.
Well, first off, this show tonight is about D Free. This is about D Free, and I'm out of order. I don't understand. This shit always end up this way with me, man. It always end up. This shit, the whole show is about Free. It wasn't about none of y'all niggas, respectfully. I say that respectfully. I love y'all. And the crazy thing is that the same way I got love for my brother Free, I got love for Ben, I got love for Rick, I got love for all y'all. I am who I am. But at the same time, this shit then got out of order, and so we got to get it back in order. And we just gonna let my brother Free, because this is his show tonight. He giving his experience, and he giving what he bringing. This is the show, and I'm out of order. And I won't do this shit no more. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I ain't dropping the link for y'all niggas. Fuck the link. Fuck all that shit. Moving forward, my brother Free, and I say this respectfully, my brother Free trying to get his shit off, and I got to deal with all the other shit. Right. I'm not here for it. I've never been here for it. I don't know how y'all. I don't even know how this shit end up rocking like it's rocking right now, but. Free, I apologize to you.
It's like I said, it's all good. I don't let. I mean, I done heard Ben to Israel many times before. He don't bother me. That shit doesn't bother me. That sound like my dad going son sitting there saying, "Dad, I'm gonna beat you up." Okay. Okay. That's like Lil Rightside telling you he gonna punch you in your face. You like,
but
okay, little right side. Oh, you
and
little
I'm
right side.
gonna bust his motherfucking chest. But you, this is the problem I have, and I gotta say this. Free, you know me, me and you, we talk. Rick
Yep.
Chins, we talk. Ben Israel, I talk. We talk. You know what I'm saying? I talk. Hey, y'all know. I politic. I politic out this motherfucker. At the same time, I do it for all of us to gain more traction and to grow. I don't do it to be. I don't even know the word to use. I don't do it to be negative or nothing like that. My thing is man, if you love me, then you respect the show. If you love me, if you my partner, you respect the show.
Yep.
Negroes get out of order and want to be featured for being out of order. I'm not featuring out of order motherfuckers. One of the reasons my brother Free can get featured on this show, and when I say that, Free should be featured on a lot of shows, respectfully. I call him the master debater. He gonna cook regardless. He don't need me to do nothing. He don't need me. The nigga gonna do what he do, and he gonna be good at it.
Yeah.
I
As I
respect
said,
him. I respect him and want to bring him on the show because I think that the brother is brilliant. But for y'all to come up here and when we say we're gonna drop the link and all this kind of shit and then act the motherfucking fool, what we doing, man? What we doing? I I'm out of order. And real quick, Free, I got to do things. I apologize to you. I apologize to you because you ain't been nothing but a professional. You know what I'm saying? You done did things the right way tonight. I'm out of order. And the panel is out of order. But Free, give me your last words before we shut this motherfucking thing down. It won't. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I ain't the best. I ain't the best. I ain't the best. But
oh
damn it,
no,
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
no,
But
it's all. Like I said, it's all good. I mean, you ain't got nothing to apologize. I mean, you a grown man. You ain't disrespecting me. You ain't got nothing to apologize for. Um, but I appreciate you having me up here for this interview. I am putting together the promo for the fantasy football and last man standing and the pick'em. Um, I will be talking
oh,
football
wait a minute, real
tomorrow.
quick, Free, real quick, Free.
Yeah.
Break those situations down as far as the
Oh,
fantasy football goes. Break down the last man standing. Break those contests. That's what we're gonna call them. Break those contests down.
so the fantasy football, there will be a buy-in. We're still trying to figure out the price so everybody that wants to get in is not breaking their pockets to get in. There will be a cash prize at the end of it. There will be a first place, a second place, and the third place will break even. So if you come in third place, you will get your money back. First and second place will get a cash prize. The last man standing is pretty much what it says is the last man standing. You will pick a team every single week. Any Anybody can pick the same team, but you can only pick that team one time. After all 18 weeks, you can only pick that team one time. And it will go all the way down to the last man standing. The last man standing will get a cash prize. We're trying to figure out the buy-in for that as well. And the pick 'em, that is something that um, it will be a first, second, and third place. You will pick a certain amount of games. I'll have a certain amount of games. It's not going to be 8 games, 9 games. It'll probably be somewhere around 5 or 6 games. I will put that list up, and we will pick those games. And whoever has the best record would get the top prize, second best, so on and so forth. So there will be the fantasy football, the pick'em. It will be a first place, second place, and the third place will get their money back. The last man standing, there will only be one person that wins that last man standing. So whoever's the last man standing, they will get a cash prize. However much the pot is, and as many people want to get into the last man standing, they can. For the fantasy football, same thing with the pick'em. As many people can get in as they want to. For the fantasy football, depending on how many people we get, we might have to do multiple leagues because we only want to do a maximum of 12 people per league, because if you do too many people, it's not going to be enough players to go around for everybody. So we want to do a maximum of 12 people for the fantasy football. If we get more than 12 people to buy in, then we will start a second league. That way, everybody can get good players, and you won't be sitting there with a bunch of people you don't know that probably never get in the game. So that way, everybody can get some good players. So we want to make it competitive where everybody can have a chance to win.
I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. We will have, and I think we're working on right now, respectfully. I think we're working on having the actual show, or not show, but the commercials that put all this out there. You know what I'm saying? But like my brother Free just broke it down, and shout out to my brother Free. He the mastermind of these tourneys and those type of things. I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't gonna lie to you, Free. It's been a hell of an interview tonight, man. It's been a hell of an interview. Shit don't always go how you want it to go, but it is what it is. Man, what's your last words? And let the people know, once again, if y'all don't know, me and my brother Free, when Free go live, I try my best to go live with him. If I ain't live, then I'm on this show. Free, let the people know what you got going on, and break it down as far as what you got going
on. Yeah, so I will be back tomorrow night at 8:05 on the BBO channel.
Shout out to BBO. Shout out to Sombrero. Shout out to Sombrero.
Yeah. I also will be doing NFL Live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk about some of the things that went on during rookie camp. And we're going to talk about some of the upcoming schedule that's going down that already came out. So there's
Philly versus Dallas, nigga. Philly versus Dallas. That what you want? What you want?
That's the first game of the season.
Thursday night.
Washington versus Miami will be the first game ever to play in Spain on week 11.
Y'all playing in Spain?
Yeah, we're gonna be the first team. JD Cinco.
Congratulations.
In Spain.
I didn't even know nothing about the damn Spain game. I didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna break some of that stuff down tomorrow on the NFL Live tomorrow. But yeah, so that's the things that's gonna be going on. And don't forget, y'all make sure y'all tune into BVO on Thursday. We got a big special guest, a legend in the sport of boxing. Y'all don't want to miss it.
We'll be all the way in order that night, man. But Free, I gotta tell you, thank you, man. A hell of an interview, and man, you keep touching the people and doing your thing, my brother. You know, I ain't got nothing but love and support for you, and so appreciate everything you doing, and keep cooking the way you cooking. Stay on these motherfuckers' helmets, man.
No problem, man. You already know I'm gonna stay 10 toes down on these niggas' helmets till the skull crush.
All right, and I ain't got no problem with it, man. But with that, man, we out. Shout out to everybody who pulled up. And, man, we will do it again next Tuesday. We're going to have another interview coming for y'all. Y'all know what I'm saying? And, man, real quick, free.
Yo.
Tell these Negroes to be in order, man. Just tell them to be in order. That's all we ask for around here.
Y'all got to be in order if y'all plan on getting on the platform. If not, you won't be getting up here, dog.
Hey. I don't ask for much. I just ask for a nigga to be in order. That's all I ask for. But, man, shout out to my brother Free. And, man, we're going to do it again next week. And we will be live again tomorrow. We'll be live Thursday. And man, fuck y'all. We gonna be cooking. And I ain't gonna lie. I gotta say, so Friday, free and free. I'm just telling the truth. Oh, we got the OG up in the building. Shout out to Mr. Chapman. Free. I got this Friday we're gonna have a field day. I done already paid $70 for my shirt, my son's shirt, my grandma's shirt, my mama's shirt.
I
I done
just did
already
that
paid
last
70.
week. I just did that last week with my grandson. We had field day with my grandson
We
last
gonna
week
be in
because
field.
this is first year in school. So he was like, "Papa, can you go to field day with me?" I'm like, I'm gonna be there. So we did that last week for him. Hey, I was out there teaching people how to do the daggone sack race
Yeah,
and all kinds of
hey,
stuff.
look. When you end up at field day, you end up being more than just a family member. You end up being a teacher. You be like, hold on, do it this way right here. You be like, yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
I thought I was gonna go out there and chill. They were like, "We need some volunteers." I was like,
It ain't
"Ah,
happening.
damn."
Mr. Chairman, welcome to the show. We shutting this motherfucker down. I'm just being honest with you.
Just
Give
came up
me
there to say,
give me your opening and your closing statements, Mr. Chairman.
I was just coming up here to say Mickey's Rick's got to be in order. Now, I don't know what popped off, but if Rick Thames is asking for the big wrench, that means somebody was acting out of line, bro. But, I second that emotion, man. Sometimes you need somebody to bop somebody from the lower levels, bro. Just because you up here facilitating a little bit too much. You might need somebody to do a little bit of housekeeping when you over there doing your thing. So I nominate my man Rick Thames for that big wrench, man. Because hey, if somebody over here cutting up, they need to be putting win. Because unless you sign out of order promotions, you can't be up in no ring throwing no punches, no rights, no lefts. You can't take it all the way up and down. You got to be in order. Likewise,
Mr. Chairman, people gonna call me out of order anyways, and I ain't mad. I am out of order. I'm always out of order, and I'm okay with it. But I will say, shout out to my brother Rick Tim. Shout out to my brother Ben Israel. Ben
oh, Ben
Ben,
Israel.
hold on. Ben may be out of order. I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't got no problem with it. And the reason I ain't got no problem with it, because my relationship with you, my relationship with Free, that ain't got shit to do with my relationship with Ben. And so, hey, if he out of order, he gonna be Ben gonna be Ben. But at the same time, that's my brother. The same way y'all my brothers. I know. Hey, sometimes you don't like to hear it, but hey, I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way. I have relationships. I build relationships on a daily basis. If y'all don't like each other, then y'all don't like each other. That ain't got shit to do with Doug. That ain't got shit to do with me. And so, now I will tell you, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't bringing a nigga on the platform tonight, respectfully. Ben, you can go ahead and drop off. I say that respectfully. But at the same time, Ben gonna be Ben, and I rock how I rock. I don't do all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? That's not me. And so because it's not me, I'm just people either you can disagree with it, you can agree with it. I really don't. I'm just gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, man, I love my brother Rick Thames. I love my brother Free. I love Mr. Chubman. You know what I'm saying? I love Ben Israel. I love who else we got in the building?
Who else was out of order?
Kate. Excuse me.
Case of boy.
Case of boy. I love all y'all.
Got champion in the building. Texas 16 South. He been on one though, but he in the building. El Penny.
At some point in time, I'm like, man, if one person if I don't like one, then that may be nigga. I take people for who they are. If y'all don't like each other, that's on y'all. But I ain't got no problem with none of y'all. I love y'all. Respectfully. I say that respectfully. So
I ain't mad at it, then.
say it again.
I said I'm not mad at it.
I just keep it a buck. I keep it a buck. It ain't my job to pick sides. And whatever side as long as you're on the right side, then you know what you realize? You're gonna respect what I got going on. If you're on the right side. So anybody who rocking on the right side like y'all do, then we good to go. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. So, but man, shout out to my brother Free.
Man, 5-0 looking at it. You want 5-0? I'll give you 5-0.
Hey, hold on, Free. You got damn lights and shit in the background. I ain't trying to look at it. We got my brother Free. We had a great interview tonight, and I gotta be honest. Free, the brother he broke down a lot of situations that we end up in, and how he would respond to it versus how other individuals. Man, keep your hands in, or keep your hands out your pockets, hands up, guns down. If you ain't got no reason to be in trouble, let the police ask you. You ain't got to answer that question now, because Free. If you ask me my name, I'm gonna tell you. I ain't got to tell you that, but at the end of the day, man, just try your best to be a good person. And I think that the majority of cops are good people. I think the majority of people are good people. And when we able to rock with each other, that's when we miss all of the other nonsense. We get away from that. And I'll let my brother Thomas Hill give me your last words, and then Free, you close us out tonight, my brother.
Hey, well, you know what, man? Hey, on that note, everybody, have a good night, man. God bless. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow.
Shout out to my brother
Shout out
T
my
Hill.
guy, D.
Hey, T Hill. You know you gotta be ready. You're gonna be interviewed soon as well. So be prepared. D Free, hell of an interview.
Yo.
Give me your last words, man. Give me your last words. How you thought it went. Anything I can do better, and then man, break it all down for me.
Nah, I mean everything was fine. I mean interviews how you choose how you wanted to go. You ask the question that you feel that what the people want to know, and the question that you want to know. So I can't tell you how to conduct the interview. It was fine with me, but man, as far as everybody else, I mean we're not gonna agree on everything. We're not going to disagree on everything, but you need to respect each other's opinion, because what you believe in is what you believe in. What I believe in is what I believe in. I can't force you to believe what I believe. I can't force you. You can't force me to believe what you believe. And on that note, I'm out.
Hey man, I appreciate you, and you did it. Hey, real quick, Free, you did a hell of a job, and once again, one of the best interviews, and we gotta have you back on because things are gonna change out here in this society, and we need an individual like you who locked in, who's tapped in. You know what I'm saying? As far as policing things and those type of things go, we need that information. So we'll definitely have you back, my brother. And shit, me and you, I'm just gonna say this respectfully. Me and your ass, we be live for shit that we done been live for everything anyway. So
Yeah,
we done been live for everything. So it is what it is.
I'm already getting myself ready for football season, because those lives are going to be 3 and 4 hours long.
Well,
so I'm getting ready for football season.
Hold on, Free. Now you done got out of order, and we gotta bring this to you. I gotta do, and you know, I try my best. Hold on, matter of fact, let me drop the link for. I gotta drop but I gotta drop this on you, motherfucker. You already know what it is, man. Here we go, right here. Let me make sure I get it right.
I try my best to tell the truth. People don't like my style, how I talk, my delivery, but you ain't catching me in half truth and lie.
And because I dropped that one right there, I gotta ask you this right here. I gotta ask, and hey, Philly, shout out to I said Philly, excuse me. Shout out to the Washington Wizard football team. Shout out to the Wizard football team. Shout out to well, that's what y'all do. The Washington Wizard football team, man. What I think I heard your opinion. I think I heard it, but we got George Pickens now. What's your opinion on George Pickens?
No, I think he's a good receiver. I mean, you got two number ones out there. I mean, he's gonna pay dividend in your pass game, but we ain't got no running game just yet. We gotta see what the running game look like because we know that Dak Prescott can throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards. We don't know how many yards your running back gonna run for, because he can throw the ball all he wants to. But if you can't produce a running game, I don't know if y'all gonna win too many games.
Just and I ask this respect, and we're gonna get into this. You know, we're gonna have this conversation a lot for the next few weeks. And so you telling me we not a playoff team?
Right now on paper, I would say no, but that's on paper. I mean, things play different when they lace them up and they put their helmets on. Things happen differently. So on paper, I would say no. Y'all probably not a playoff team coming out of the NFC. But like I said, things can happen. People can have injuries. Some people can produce better than what we expected. So things could change. But I'm just going based off of paper. Nah, not right now. Not from what I see.
All right. So we not a playoff team. I understand. I understand what you're saying. You out of order, but we gotta go ahead and I want to go ahead and I want to end the show with this right here. I don't want to put my brother. I want to end the show. Man, look, free. You know me better than a lot of these motherfuckers know me. You know I ain't letting you ride off with that. You know I'm not. So I want to play this right here as far as George Pickens go. Here we go.
He got weed.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can.
Free, you said you can hear it?
I mean, did you just play it?
Here to walk around with this kid. He got him.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can.
I don't want Cowboy fans to get misunderstood when they hear people on national media, because sometimes national media speaks without context.
Watch this, Free. This had me
George
laughing.
Pickens ain't a problem guy like that.
Watch this. This had me laughing.
As long as he ain't hitting no women. Robbing banks. Gun under the seat guy.
Gun under
Well,
the
he's
seat
Texas,
guy.
so probably Y'all the Monko. I don't keep mine under my secret, but you know. Just...
Hold on, wait.
Like if he ain't trying to traffic drugs across the border.
Traffic drugs across the border.
Ain't no weird stuff going on the massage table.
Ain't no weird shit going on the massage table.
You don't have to worry about George Pickens off the field.
Oh, that's all I'm trying to tell you. Hey, free. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. You ain't got to worry about that shit. Then we might have a chance. We might be in there.
What people don't realize is he named stuff that happens to Dallas Cowboy players in the past.
No. You out of order. Hold on. Wait a minute. You out of order, man. You out of order.
You had to do each one of those things in the past.
Hey, man, listen. Shout out to my nigga Free, man. Hey, Free, I got to tell you, you know you my brother anyways, but we got some things coming. We will be talking draft, or not even draft. We'll be talking preseason. Man, y'all make sure I go sub to Free, man. Free doing a hell of a job over there. So, y'all go sub to BVO. and everybody with the People's Network. We the People's Network. It is what it is. And so we're going to be recruiting. We're going to be doing certain things. But I got to ask, Freeman, give me your last words and anything you want to tell the people.
Nah, man. I mean, like I said before, just respect everybody's opinion. Everybody ain't going to be on the same thinking level as you. Everybody ain't going to think like you.
Well, most folks ain't as smart as me. So, I mean, it is what it is.
You got a lot of people that graduated from high school. You got a lot of people never even went to high school. So everybody ain't gonna think like you think.
I agree. Hey man, I appreciate you, Free. Thank you for all the information that you done gave us. One last thing, we got to do a show with you, Picasso, Uncle Shelton, a military show. I think the information that y'all bring from a military perspective. I came up in the military world. I think is incredible, and so we definitely got to bring that out. But look forward to that as well, Free man. I appreciate you and thank you.
No problem, man.
Hey man, we'll do it again and we'll be in touch.
All right,
Peace. Shout out to my brother Free man, one of the greats out there. Man, we had a great show. We had a couple people out of order, and hey, Negroes gonna be out of order anyway. So who gives a damn? I done gave up on the Negroes who out of order. We will be live again next Tuesday, but hell, we'll be live tomorrow. So we will. But next Tuesday we have another interview coming for y'all. So. I think this Thursday as well. I think we got an interview coming this Thursday. We got one of the greats coming in this coming Thursday, so we will be interviewing him as well. So, man, we got all type of shit going on, man. Shout out to STN. Shout out to the People's Network. Shout out to Rightside, man. I don't know if anybody do it like I do it, but you shut yourself out at certain times. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what we do. I will tell y'all. This show was sponsored by the great brother who don't know shit about basketball, but this is what he'll tell you.
Bigger than five. 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 Bigger than five.
It don't matter. Divorce court, child support, Lou Dort.
Bigger than five.
OKC, KFC, UFC.
Bigger than five.
It doesn't matter. Chris Paul, Jake Paul, Logan Paul.
Bigger than five.
Serge Ibaka, Chewbacca, Waka Flocka.
Bigger than five.
Tyler Hero, superhero, guitar hero.
Bigger than five.
You can have hard, you can have a park, you can get a garden.
Bigger than five.
White side, back side, sunny side.
Bigger than five.
Phoenix sun, Capri sun, the sun about to set.
Bigger than five. 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 Bigger than five.
Who you gonna put on Luke?
Uncle Shay, we putting you out there now. Show us some love, Uncle Shay.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous.
Shout out to one of the greatest boxers in the history of the sport. With some of the most nonsense though. We got to be honest about it. A great boxer, a knockout artist, but a nigga who be bullshit.
What happened? I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Swing the wind, it's gone.
I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done. 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 Why y'all booing like I'm that bullshit? Like, this is real fast. ago.
Shout out to my brother, D Free, in the building, man. A great interview. And it's kicking off, what is it? Season 3, episode 1 of Rockin' with Rightside. So we will have every Tuesday moving forward, we will have different individuals coming on as far as interviews go. And shit, y'all know I just like to talk to motherfuckers. Y'all know how I am. So appreciate everybody pulling up, showing up, and showing love. And man, we out of here.
Bud Crawford is a fight fan, and he's a fight fan's fighter. And this express is a runaway train.
Ain't no pressure when you built for this.
Man down, round 1. The true parts.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the undefeated super flyweight from San Antonio, Texas, Jesse Bam Rodriguez! The universally recognized undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Prince